Welcome back, everyone, to Freaky Tales on this Freaky Friday. And once again, I want to welcome everybody on the live chat, everybody who decided not to be on the live chat, everybody who like, comment, subscribe, and all you podcasters with incognito pages watching me. Much love and respect to you guys. If you guys didn't get a chance to tune in a couple of days ago, how many days ago was that, Norbert, or with High C? 3, 4, somewhere around there.
I'm gonna say about 4.
About 4 days. High C was on there. We talked about the paranormal. Before that, we had my guest, my boy Seven, and we talked about is his house haunted. So if you guys missed those, definitely check that out. So I want to welcome back somebody who's no stranger to this podcast. And one of the last times, or one of the few times that I've had him here, he told me that he's got some paranormal story that he really, really digs this. Man. So definitely. I said, let's do it. So without further ado, once again, it's Guapo from the Yotes.
What's going on, man? Pleasure to be back, man. What's good?
Thank you for coming through and accepting my invitation.
Yeah, man.
Your brother wasn't able to make it, but it's all good.
You're here. Daddy-daughter dance, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Maya.
Yeah,
and my brother, you know what I'm saying? Family first always, man.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. I know that you guys headlined you guys' first show. We're not going to talk too much about that, but I do want you to shine light on who you are, what you guys do. For the first time, this fan base is meeting Guapo from the Yotes. So what is it exactly you guys do?
So one half of a group called Coyote, whatever you want to call it, Coyote for Hire, the Yotes, you know. My name's Guapo, ladies love Guapo. My brother's Ricky Blanco. We're, to me, one of the best rap groups of all time. We happen to be Mexican, you know what I'm saying, but we're really putting it on our back, showing the world that Latinos could rap with anybody. And we're going bar for bar with a lot of respected spitters, you know what I'm saying? We have a lot of cool shit on the way. And yeah, man, if you don't know the music, look it up on YouTube. We got some of the best videos out. Coyote, Devil's Contract. Just go look at that. So see it for yourself. That's on some spooky shit too.
Yeah, I know you guys have a couple of songs, I believe, with Shaquille O'Neal. A song or a couple of songs with Be Real from Cypress Hill.
Yeah, one out. We're filming another one this Sunday.
Okay. What are the artists? Because I know, you did a song, if I'm correct, with MC Magic and OT Mexican or Mexican.
Mexican OT, yeah.
Mexican OT.
MC Magic. Mario Lopez started one of our videos. Go check that out, called Pocho. Yeah. Who else we work with? Westside Boogie, who's one of my favorite artists. We got a song with Ab Soul that we're about to drop. Highly respected spitter. A lot of shit, man. Shaq, he's the third member of Coyote, pretty much. Yeah. So we got more shit with him too on the way.
Awesome. You know what? I just wanted to shine a little bit of light to, once again, to maybe possibly the fan base that has never heard of you. And I just believe it's a good thing that we continue to shine light on each other.
Yes, sir.
Now, as far as this is a paranormal podcast, you've been on my other Tony Vision podcast on Rhodium Radio, I believe Calls with the Wizard and Rhodium After Dark. That was the other one. Yeah. And now you're on Freaky Tales. So you know that this is a paranormal podcast where we tell freaky tales, scary stuff, the spooky stuff, the hilarious stuff.
Yeah. So not freaky like fucking Raw Dog or nothing.
Right.
Oh, I got it.
Right.
I got a lot of those stories too.
Right. Now, what intrigues you, or what is it about the paranormal that you like, or how did you get into it before we get into your stories?
Fuck, man. I feel like I've always felt like I was tapped into something. Ever since a kid, like I always had what's it called, sleep paralysis and stuff like that. But when I would have sleep paralysis, I would feel like I would get out my body type things. In some cases too, my parents said that I used to like sleepwalk, have full conversations, like creepy shit. You know what I'm saying? But I remember as a kid, I used to just sit and think, like, I'll be taking a shit and I would think like my life, someone's watching me, like a movie type shit, right? So I always felt there was more to like reality than what it was. I could never like really put my finger on it. But I've always had like reoccurring dreams of like shit that to me feels like a past life type of thing. I still have 2 of those dreams to this day.
Really?
Yeah, recurrent. One of them, I can't even describe what it is, but I just know I'm like in. It seems like I don't know if it's Egypt, but somewhere sandy with pyramids, and everything moves really fast, and it's scary. I don't know why, because nothing's really happening. But I'm like somewhere where there's pyramids and just sandy, and for some reason, whenever I wake from it, it's like a frightening experience. There's definitely always alien invasion in my dreams. And I remember once I was having like when I was a child, like just thinking about death and like kind of scared of it.
Yeah.
And then something like I don't know, like then there was a calming. I remember vividly, like something happened where I was feeling like I was experiencing my ancestors, and then me with my father, and then me with like I never die. So then something of calming came, like you never die. It's like you've been here, and then I remember I was a kid and I was crying, and I got calm. I was like, and I felt like I understood, like, oh, like we don't. This is almost like forever. Which I don't know if that's scary or that's worse. That's even worse.
Right.
When you really think about it. So that kind of always opened me up to like paranormal stuff.
Now, these dreams or these experiences that you're having, how long that you can recall you've been having them since you were a young child?
I would say. And as far back as I can remember. And then, being Mexican, hearing like stories from my grandma and then my dad. My dad's for sure tapped into something.
Yeah. Do you think you might have gotten that from him?
Maybe. Yeah. But just unintentionally, I think. Because I didn't really start knowing till we had our first experience all together. And then he really was like, yeah, I've had some shit. And then we really started digging in. So our experience was, this sounds weird as fuck. I don't expect anyone to believe me, quite frankly. I don't care. I'm not here trying to sell a book. I'm not here doing none of that. This is just something that happened to me, my brother, my mother, my father, and my sister.
Yeah.
We were driving home from Raging Waters, and fucking it started off like a light, something typical that people see when they see UFOs, like a light moving weird, right? Let's say this is the moon.
Right.
And then there'll be light here, then it was going here, then here, then get a little bigger, then a little smaller. And then my dad kind of pointed it out, like, damn, look at that. That's a trib. Like, what is it? We're like, oh, shit, what if it's a UFO? Ha, ha, ha.
How old do you recall you were?
Probably like 10 or something like that, yeah. And then we kind of laughed at it, then it kind of disappeared, and we're like, oh, all right. And then this is where it gets weird, probably like 2 minutes later, literally like as clear as you sitting right next to me, a fucking flying saucer, like it's just above our car, boom, disappears, and we're like, oh shit, like my dad's fucking excited, he's a fucking nut. And then I'm like a kid, so I'm kind of scared, but a little excited. I'm like, oh shit, what is it? Like, are they good? Are they bad? And my dad's like, I don't know. And he just fucking looking at it. He's like, oh, it's some fucking aliens, da da da. I don't know if it was aliens, but it was definitely a flying disc that just appeared.
What freeway was that? You said you're coming from Raging Waters. Is that like the 210 or the 10?
I'm terrible with directions.
Okay.
But whatever,
Okay.
going back to Hawthorne.
60?
That might be the 60.
Okay.
We're going back to Hawthorne. And all of us saw it. It must have been up there. It seemed a long time, like at least a minute. At least it felt like we could get like a look. We were like, man, what the fuck?
Right. Was your brother there as well?
Yeah, he was there. He was in the middle seat. So he was like creeping over me, trying to look. So he got like the least good look. But my mother recalls it as a dream. She, to this day, you ask her, she was like, I remember it as a dream. I remember it as a dream. And I'm like, well, I guess we all had the fucking same dream, right?
Right.
And then it just vanishes, like vanishes into fucking thin air. It was just there, and then, poof, and we're like, what the fuck? And then when we get home, it's late as fuck. My mom's we must have been outside for like an hour. My mom's religious and shit, so she's tripping. She don't know what the fuck she just saw. She's very basic, She doesn't believe in none of that weirdo shit. She believes in God and just the basic things. So she just wanted the plan. She kind of didn't even really want to talk about it. And then we're just out there tripping. I'm asking a million questions like, damn, are they good? Are they going to follow us? Are they going to take us? What is it?
Right. Do you think anybody else saw it? I mean, was this when you're driving on the freeway, or is this on the street now?
It was on the freeway, if I recall.
Okay.
Did anyone else see it? I must assume so. Gotta be, bro. And it seemed like the middle was opening, and then I don't know if a plane came or something, and then it vanished. Like that's how I see it. But the crazy thing to me is that we identified it before, and my dad jokingly said it, and then boom, it appears. You know what I'm saying? Then I remember my brother the next day in class, he drew what we saw, and he showed the teacher, and then but the teacher called my dad like, "Hey, like, what's up with your son? Like, this fool said that you guys saw this," and then my dad's like, oh, "Yeah, we kind of did." But it's one of those things where it sounds so wild, bro, and so ridiculous that like it's unbelievable, you know. Or people try to be like, maybe you saw this, maybe you saw that. Like, bro, I know what a flying fucking disc is that appears from thin air and then vanishes in thin air. It wasn't like a gradual, like, you know, like an airplane. When you see airplanes fly low, they look like they're moving slow.
Right.
Even though they're moving fast as fuck. This shit is like, gone. There, gone. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And ever since then, I was just like, I saw something that most people will probably never see. So I think everything's been on the table since then. Like, okay. I think there's more to this than what we think.
Your dad and you guys got to see something that my dad would have wished he would have saw, because the whole paranormal thing came because of my dad. Mm-hmm. I grew up hearing him, seeing him, reading his UFO magazines. He talked about shadow people. He would talk about the devil. He would talk about demons. He would talk about Bigfoot. He would talk about aliens, UFOs, but he never saw anything. So whenever he would see anything in the sky, he would like, they left a trail. He'd take us to go see Close Encounters of the Third Kind with Richard Dreyfuss. He'd take us to go see E.T., anything alien that came out.
Yeah.
And the thing that tripped me out is that he would believe it so much, but he had never witnessed anything. Mm. You know, so, but it's just that he read his magazines, and that's what he believed. He believed in Bigfoot. He's the one. And me, ever since I was a kid, I've always been the skeptic. Mm-hmm. You know,
understandably so.
It's funny because when I first started this podcast, it started with me and my brother.
Have you ever experienced anything paranormal?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes, I have. But to me, I'm gonna say it using my personal experiences. To me, it was more demonic than it actually was like a UFO type of deal. Mm-hmm. I'll share a story with you and with the audience that I shared before, and this one I think was the most frightening one because I wasn't the only one. There's been times that I witnessed things, and I would be at a table. Let's just say like this. One time we were at a donut shop. This is a short story. We were at a donut shop, and I was in Downey, and I was with some buddies. And we're having coffee. It's late, maybe 9, 10, whenever the donut shop was about to close. And they were closing. The lights were turning off, and I just kept turning around. I kept doing that. Like, so one of my buddies told me, hey, man, like, you keep doing that. What's going on? Like that. And I said, dude, I keep feeling like there's somebody behind me. Mm-hmm. So when that guy was coming out, one thing that I've learned, this was through my dad, when you experience something somewhere, whether it's at a warehouse, a market, a house, always ask somebody for the history of that place. Mm-hmm. So I asked him, hey, man, you know what? Do you guys ever get anybody that says like something weird happened or somebody's behind them or something like that? Now, keep in mind, I didn't see nothing, but I felt it. Mm-hmm. And the guy that was coming out was a chubby guy, and he comes out and he says, well, not too long ago, a guy was killed right where you're standing.
Oh, yeah? Damn.
Yeah, bro. Wow. And I was like, holy crap.
Crazy.
And then they started like, well, maybe he's still here. And I'm like, well, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. But the weirdest one that happened to me, I was having a terrible day, bro. Like a terrible day. And I don't really have terrible days, bro. I like, you know what? I'm thankful that God blessed me with, I don't have anxiety. I don't have depression. I really don't get sad.
I got all that shit.
You know, and part of it that a lot of people have that is because of the people they hang around with. Okay. I don't hang around with people like that are always like, I want to kill myself, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so I called up one of my boys and I said, hey, man, let's go get a beer. Let's go get a drink. So, all right. We went to a bar. Long story. Each beer was like $6, $7. So we were like, let's just go to a 12-pack and let's just go for a cruise. Yeah. We were in a van, and we pull up to the park, drinking, taking shots, okay? Now, the park is completely black.
Yeah.
Okay? But whatever was coming towards me was darker than the black.
Mm.
And I can literally make it out, bro. And it is probably maybe because I have very good vision when it comes to seeing distance. It was probably about 30 feet.
Yeah.
And this thing was like a shadow person, something like that, like this with the hand.
Yeah.
But it looked more shaped like this.
Mm.
I saw his arms, and I saw it walking like this slowly. And then at times, it felt like it was just moving like this forward.
Like floating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay.
Your
I'm not
boy
gonna
see
panic.
it?
I'm not going to panic because I don't want to get this guy scared.
Yeah.
I don't want to turn on my lights, and I'm too scared to start my van.
Yeah.
So I take another shot, and I see it. And this time it's probably about 10 feet away.
Yeah.
And my boy tells me this. What are you waiting for, man? Let's leave.
Yeah.
And I said, why? What's the matter? And he goes, you don't see it?
Yeah.
And I go, yes, I do see it. So I turned it on. I turned on the van. I get out. He yells, ah!
Yeah.
What happened? He turned around and he said he saw it like this.
Oh, yeah? Damn.
Okay? The scariest part was we both looked in our review mirrors and we saw it run across. But this time, this one was like a skinny one that took off really fast.
Yeah.
Bro, we got the hell out of there, bro. But
Did
the
you?
weirdest part of it, that it was a nice sunny day that day. It was dark now because it was night. We're taking off and we hear the craziest thunder.
Yeah.
A long thunder. And then, have you guys ever experienced those rains that all of a sudden they just open up and they just showers just start?
Yeah.
That's what happened, bro.
Damn.
That's what happened. I mean, put it this way, bro. I got so scared, bro. And I wasn't living at home at the time.
Yeah.
With my mom. I got so scared that I went
Mom's house.
to my mom's house, woke her up at night drunk to tell her my experience.
Yeah.
I was that scared, bro.
Yeah, I believe it. Wow.
So, but that was the crazy thing, that it was blacker than the darkness of the park, but it was almost shaped like a mist, bro. And
And
it
your
was,
boy seen it and all that.
yeah, he saw it. That's what scared me because I thought it was just me.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's been times that I've seen things like that and it's just me and nobody else has seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So
That's wild.
yes. So obviously you guys experienced something that a lot of people have experienced. I had one guy that considers himself a paranormal expert.
Yeah.
I had him here. He's wrote books.
Has
He's
he
wrote books.
experienced it?
This was what saddened me about his little conversation that I had with him. He shows me all of his books, showed me all the paranormal locations, tells me the history of everywhere he's gone. And so I'm waiting for that story.
Yeah. You
No,
don't got it.
He don't got it,
Yeah.
you know. And then I said, "What have you ever experienced anything?" And he says, "Not a damn thing."
Yeah.
And I said, "Then why do you do it?"
Yeah.
He said 99.9% of these paranormal experts never experienced anything. And I said, "What?"
That's wild.
And then, but I asked him, "Then why do you do it?
Yeah.
Why do you spend your life doing this?" And he says, "For that 1%, I want to see something."
Yeah. I think you have to be like tapped into something that's
believe so.
unexplainable. I had another incident where it wasn't me directly, but my uncles, they owned a staging company. We had another uncle, rest in peace. He was younger, so he used to always hang out with us, right? He was like one of us. Crazy motherfucker. But when he was going through a tough time, him and his brother started the business, but they never had a good relationship. He lived in the Bay, my uncle I'm talking about, and my other uncle was raised here. He's kind of more polished. My other uncle was super street cat. So he was going through some tough times, and my uncle let him live in there was like a room in the warehouse.
Right.
He lived there probably a year and some change, and that warehouse always had a little energy to it, even before my uncle died or anything. Like whenever, like, cause my cousin had a studio in one of the rooms, and none of us would want to go down and use the bathroom alone. It was like thick, like you could just feel something, right?
There is something there when you feel that, bro.
Yeah. But we never saw anything, felt anything, right? Fast forward, my uncle dies a couple years later. He overdosed there, actually, but he didn't die there. He overdosed, and that was the first time he almost died. Luckily, my cousin was there to pick up a song or something, and he fucking found him. And a year later, or maybe two after that, he dies. Anyways, like 5 years pass or 3 years pass, right? My uncles were never close, right? So at this point, no one's really talking about my uncle no more. You know, he's just, he's passed already. And there's this new guy. that starts working in the warehouse. And him and my other cousin Mike, who's a skeptic, he don't believe nothing.
Right.
He's never experienced nothing paranormal. He don't fucking, he
Yeah.
doesn't believe shit. So they have a late night at the warehouse, just him and the dude. And now my uncle's old room is now just like a storage. So there's hella storage in there. The dude goes in there to get something, and then he runs down, spooked, like super spooked, right? Like my cousin's kind of like, "What's wrong?" And the guy's like, "Nothing, nothing, nothing." My cousin's like, "Man, what the fuck's wrong?" He's like, "Nothing. You don't think I'm a weirdo?" Like, nothing. Like, my cousin's like, "Bruh, just fucking tell me." He's like, "All right, bro. Don't tell nobody." Like, I see shit sometimes. You know, sometimes I see stuff that's not there. And my cousin's like, "What you mean?" He's like I see, I don't know if they're dead people, but I see like spirits, whatever you want to call it. And he's like, and if you want to trip out, he's like, this fucking thing I saw in that room looked just like your Uncle Freddie. My Uncle Freddie's still alive, but a little more like stockier, and he had like a beard, right? He's just explaining my Uncle Martin that's passed, right? And this guy don't know him. He just started there. He knows nothing about him. And my cousin now, he's getting the chills, and he's like, "What?" He's like, "You serious?" He's like, "Yeah." He has like a little mean look, but he's like, "Yeah, bro, I know you probably think I'm weird." Da, da, da. And my cousin just starts showing him pictures. He's like, "Let me know if any of these people are the ones you saw."
Wow.
Random photos, right? And then he sees me tip my Uncle Martin, and he's like, "That's the guy I saw." And my cousin's like, "No fucking way." He's like, "That's my Uncle Martin. He died like 3 years ago, and he lived there for a little bit." And then that fool's like, "Yeah, well, I just fucking saw him."
I do believe, like, I don't know how to explain it because I'm not a paranormal expert, but I do have freaky tales. I'll give you an example. I won't say the city because I don't want my buddy that's watching, if he's watching this, to know that I'm talking about him. But I believe, I don't know how to label this, but I believe that he had a spirit in his home that was a suicide spirit. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
He's had brothers, cousins, and friends kill themselves in his house.
Damn.
Yeah,
rough.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, "Bro, there's got to be something in there, bro."
All right.
You know, and he was just like, I don't know why they choose to come over here. I don't know why they do it here.
And they don't live there.
No.
But or he's killing them. No,
yeah. You know.
Hey, no offense.
So I've told him, I was like, "Bro, there's got to be a spirit there." And he goes, "Well, the last one was by accident." And I said, well, how did it happen by accident? He goes, "Well, he was playing with a gun, and he took the clip out, forgot that there was one in the chamber, and he put it up to his head." And he goes, and when he did that, he goes, "We all looked at each other like, is he playing?" Like, we couldn't believe that he did that. He said, because there was no blood coming out.
Yeah. Oh.
And I was like, what the hell? I'll give you an example. I remember I was a young teenager. And when I think about this, bro, I think of how stupid I was, okay? Because I had bought my first pistola.
Yeah.
Okay?
Legal or illegal?
Illegal. And I was so happy with it. I was a teenager.
Yeah.
A tough kid with a big gun.
Yeah.
Okay? And I just wanted to shoot so bad.
Yeah.
And one of my homies, we're cruising around looking for trouble.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't a bad dude like that, but I just felt gung-ho because I had a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So on the way home, he tells me, let's shoot at that place. And it wasn't a house. It was just like an old warehouse. Let's just shoot so we can shoot. And I said, no, I don't want to waste it, on that. Come on, just shoot. So I shot out the window. It was an old abandoned warehouse. Bap, bap. Okay, cool. We get home. I get out of the car. I take out the clip.
Yeah.
Okay. And he goes, "Man, you're crazy, bro, to be walking around with that gun. You don't know if that gun has a body in it." I don't care, fool.
Yeah.
And I pointed the gun like this, bro.
Yeah.
And I said, "Bro, you dare me?" And I pulled the clip back. Okay. You dare me? I was playing around.
Yeah.
The clip was already out. He didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I just and he goes, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And I go, look, I took out the clip. So I put it down and just cocked it and it shot, bro.
Yeah, because I had one in the chamber.
Bro.
Jesus.
And when I look back at that, bro, I think to myself, what a foolish kid I was, bro, that I could have taken myself out and caused all the pain to my family because I chose to play around.
Yeah. My brother did that too one time when I let my uncle, rest in peace, borrow my gun. And then he brought it back and he gave it to my brother, and my brother thought it was empty. So he's fucking around with his girl, like like cocked it back and all that. It was a 38. Right. And thankfully he didn't fucking pull it. But he said he was gonna, but then he checked after and he's like, oh shit, there's fucking bullets in here.
Yeah, another time, I'll give my boy Angel a shout out. His dad had a revolver, the same thing, bro, and we were playing Russian roulette.
Fuck.
I was scared. He put the bullet in, spinned it, closed it, click, your turn. And I was like, okay, I'm going to open it too, and I'm going to spin and close it. Yeah, go for it. I said, let's go outside just in case. And he said, all right, cool. So we go outside, and I go like this, and I go, I can't do this, bro. But let me just see what would have happened. Bam!
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And I remember if he's watching, he told me, you ain't insane. I go, yeah, I'm not insane to kill myself, bro.
Fuck, I would never play Russian roulette. That's
Tony, what was wrong with you guys back then?
I was, to be quite honest with you, and I'm just being honest, it wasn't that I was like this big-time gangbanger, because I wasn't that. I hung around with my neighborhood, you know, but I was more of a disobedient travieso, bro. Like, I do shit on purpose, and sad to say, to piss off my family. You know?
Yeah.
And that's just the way it was. But it's crazy, bro. Not to try to get emotional with anyone, but now that I'm older, I look back at everything that I did, bro. I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? And I wasn't, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, man, there was another thing that I was going to tell you, and I'm trying to remember when I mentioned the suicide thing.
Yeah.
When you talked about you guys didn't want to go into that restroom because you guys felt the energy or whatever it was.
Alone, yeah.
Well, one day, me and my brother, we went into the garage. We always felt, we would say demonic energy instead of just energy. We felt truly demonic energy. We just thought something was just wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
We went into the attic. We didn't know that there was an attic in the garage.
Mm.
So me and my brother went in there, and it looked like a nice little cool room. And we started digging through clothes. We started digging through suitcases. We found all kinds of stuff, you know. But we went into a folder that had pictures. So I took them down. I started looking at these people, and I showed them to my dad. I said, "Pa, look what we found." And he started looking at me. Goes, "Where did you find this?" And I go, "In the attic." He said, "Come on, let's go." So we looked. All the people that we were seeing, we thought they were asleep. They were all dead. Okay? There were black and white pictures. And then he recognized the one, and he's looking at it. And he's walking back inside the house because the garage was not attached to the house.
This was your guys' house?
Yeah. I was still in elementary. And he looks at it, and he does this. He said, this picture was right here. They held a funeral in that home, or they had a dead body in a box in our house, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, bro.
So that house always felt like haunted.
Always, bro.
Yeah, a lot of the incidents for us that happened were when we lived in this house. My brother saw shit at this house a couple times.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, where he would just wake up like, there's somebody right there, like frantic. And that's the same house we saw UFOs, the same house. My mom had got cancer. They gave her like 2 months to live. She ended up surviving. What else happened at that fucking house? That house was something, man. There was something there. But there was the crazy thing about the UFO shit. The same year, I was in the LA Times for drawing like outer space. Like my mom still has drawing the moon in outer space. My mom still has the fucking the newspaper laminated. So it was just like a weird coincidence. I always thought like, oh, that's fucking random as hell. Like, yeah. And I almost saw it again, bro. Like when I was like 18, 19, I went to Cancun with one of my boys, and then I was going to meet up with some chick I met with last year in Cancun. And I was walking back home from the beach, solo dolo, and then I saw what led to the actual disc the first time. Like, so I look up, I'm just walking, looking at the stars. Then I see this fucking blue fluorescent orb go like from here to and I went like, and I just went, nah. And I just head down and I just kept going. Like, I don't know what that was, but to me, it felt reminiscent of what led to us seeing the actual thing. And I'm by myself. I'm not that brave, bro. Like, I'm like, nah. I can't. If this is that, I don't know if it is, but if it is, I can't see this shit by myself.
You know what's funny, man? I'm gonna say something because you would ask me, was this the house where you grew up in? And I said, yeah. I did an interview maybe about 3 years ago on a channel called Hood Vlogs. This guy named, I think his name is Anton. He came down from Russia, and he does a lot of hood stories, 20-minute, 15, 20-minute hood stories. He'll ask you to give him a tour of your neighborhood. Okay. And I did. I took him to the house. I took him to my elementary, my junior high, and my high school, and I shared stories. And then ultimately I brought him here. But it's funny because off camera, he told me that this is a very unique house. And I said, yeah, we experienced a lot of paranormal things in this house. Yeah. And he said something that just dawned on me right now. Before I come back, I'm going to press pause right there. I interviewed DJ Yella, a member of NWA here, okay? I had him here on several occasions. He told a story on how when they were first forming NWA, he goes, I'm not going to say no names, but I'll tell you who was there. I just won't say who said he would. I said, okay. So he goes, somebody asked me, would you sell your soul for this a record deal or for this music industry? And he says, my soul? He goes, I don't know about all that. He said, but somebody in that room said, I'd do it for $1 million. I would sell my soul. He goes, I will never say. Now, off camera, he did tell me who it was, and I knew who that person was.
Is it who I think it is?
I'll tell you off camera. So it was funny.
I know.
He said, he goes, so I don't know if he did sell his soul. He said, but I heard him say, I would sell my soul. So I told that story to this guy, Anton, and he said, isn't it funny that the person that would say they would sell their soul come to your house? And I thought about it. I was like, I wonder if Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, Yella, or anybody else that came to my house to rap on my mixtapes in the 80s ever felt any of that.
Probably.
You know? And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And he goes, isn't it crazy that you experience all this paranormal stuff and they feel comfortable coming to your house? And I was like, he said the group that claims that they sold their soul, and I was like, yeah. Wow. So
did they claim that?
One guy did.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. One guy did. And again, Yella told me off camera.
I always felt like selling your soul is more metaphoric. Like, I don't think you could actually
like a contract?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more like, I think a lot of people sell their soul. Like, if you're doing a job you hate in exchange for money, like, you're pretty much selling your soul.
Well, let's be honest, and I don't mean to be funny, but everybody that was giving up the booty hole to Diddy was selling their soul.
Yeah. You're doing shit you don't feel right doing for financial gain or status.
Stardom or whatever.
Yeah, you're selling your soul to some degree, you know?
Watch out, guys. You're going to insult a few OnlyFans people out there.
Yeah, even them. If you feel it goes against your core values, I guess. If you just don't give a shit, I don't know. I think we don't know shit about what's going on, like with the universe or the world. And I think the more like I embrace that, the more I see my life changing. Like everything's on the table. Like, so I'm gonna think the wildest shit. I'm gonna think that I can manifest my own future because, hey, we're in a fucking floating rock in the middle of endless darkness that's moving millions of miles per hour.
Right.
Like, or however the fuck. Like, that don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to share with you something that you probably never heard me say. The fans of Freaky Tales have heard me say, and they're actually always hitting me up to give up the location, and I will not. Okay? I've been hearing this since the 80s. This is L Street. Okay, this is the east side. This is where in the 80s or 90s it was a war zone. Now it looks beautiful. But now the gangbangers are no longer bald-headed or their hair slicked back. White tees and Ben Davis. Edgar's. It's just Edgar's. Okay? You can't tell who's who. L Street goes all the way down to the west side. Then you have the west side wheel meadows over there. It ends going into Harbor College. Okay? In Harbor College, right across the street, there's a field where my son for many years practiced Pop Warner football or people go and play soccer. There's 2 trees there. Well, there's multiple trees there, but there's a specific 2 trees. And I will never tell who it is, what it is, but I know where it's at. since the 80s, I have heard that rappers, musicians have been going there and making a deal with the devil. Okay? Somebody saw Freaky Tales and stole that story from me, and then they went to the wrong park and said the exact same thing that I said.
Oh, yeah?
And I contacted the dude. I said, hey, bro, stop stealing my shit.
Yeah.
You know? He goes, in here, somebody sells or sold the wrong park, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I think, like, the universe is kind of like Star Wars, like, where there is an evil force, a dark force, which you could say the devil, and then there's the light, the good, which I would say is God, or even consciousness. One time I was hearing a song just out of nowhere. I was changing my son's diaper, and I saw this artist on Instagram, and then I was like, oh, I want to hear some more of his shit. And then I played a song, and it kind of took me somewhere, bro. I can't even explain. Like, I felt like something or somebody, this was fairly recent, was experiencing life through me. Like, let's say God, let's say, whatever it is, that is, like, tapped into my human experience. And then as I'm changing my child's diaper, listening to this song, I'm experiencing a lot of the joyous moments of my life, my childhood, all the people I've loved. And then it was just this overwhelming, like, sense of, like, all the fucking, like, all the love I've ever felt, all happening all at once. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it just triggered out of nowhere. This song just triggered this, and it was, like, very overwhelmingly, like, emotional. And I don't know why or how it happened. I think that type of shit is weird. Like, I felt like God was experiencing, like, what it is to be a person through me, kind of shit. It's a lot of weird shit, bro. And the more you read, the more, like, I don't know if you ever got into, like, quantum physics or shit like that. Like, when you go down to the smallest particles, right? This, everything in this room is all made up of the same shit, right? It's atoms and protons and neutrons or whatever. And when you go in as deep as you could go, there is no real solid matter. It's all waves. It's just energy, right? So technically my hand doesn't ever touch this. Like, if you put the most powerful microscope in here, I'm not touching this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're technically, what you're made up of is going in and out of existence all at once. An atom exists here and it exists somewhere else, and it goes, so, like, whatever we're made up of, we have no fucking clue. The more you dig into it, like, we don't know what the fuck's going on. That's why some people believe in, like, the fucking, what's it called, simulation theory or whatever. I don't know if I believe it, but lately I've been reading a lot about there's CIA documents about astral projection. You ever heard of that? Mm-hmm. Where they just released a document where they're like, oh, we know for a fact that Mars was once a civilization, and they had huge beings and they have structures there.
You believe that?
And I'll say, why not? Again, everything's on the table for me, like, everything. So then I was like, oh, how? And then I was reading more, and they know this because they used remote viewing, is what they call it. But remote viewing is astral projection. So then I was having this conversation in my barbershop, and someone was rolling their eyes. They're like, the CIA the government released those documents. Show me. And I never saw the documents. I just saw the headlines, right? So I'm like, all right, bet. You know, and I find the document. Not only do I find the documents, I find hundreds of them and crazy shit on the government's website about remote viewing or astral projection. And then they start explaining how it's even possible. So they're telling you how to do it. Right. They've used it allegedly in multiple wars to find information, meaning if I know how to astral project, there's a frequency that gets you there faster. So you're pretty much, I'm pretty much here. They release some frequency of some sort, and then through some sort of meditation or something, you think of where you want to go, and your consciousness or whatever you want to call it leaves, and you're able to see, like, I'm seeing you.
Would that be considered like a jumper, like the movie The Jumper, or like a time traveler possibly?
No, because you're still here. It's an outer body. It's your consciousness leaving. So see, you're present here.
I've had those experiences where I know that I'm dreaming. Mm-hmm. Like I'm
I've
dead.
had those. Mm-hmm.
And then I just get up, and I know that I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
And I just start walking the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but at the very end, there's always things that follow me, like almost like I'm not supposed to be here type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's. I kind of want to go somewhere with this.
So there's something to that. They say that a lot of people probably do it not knowing that they're doing it.
I know that I'm doing it, but my thing is that when I try to wake myself up, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what scares the living hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that I'm walking around the streets. You know, I could do whatever I want. There's sometimes that I can just fly.
Mm-hmm.
But after every one of those dreams, I always see 3 people that come down.
Mm-hmm.
They wear big hats, almost like a trench coats, and they come down like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start walking towards me. And I
Mm-hmm.
know they're coming for me like I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to wake myself up, and I can't, bro.
Yeah, I have those dreams too. Quite
You know,
often.
those are dreams that I do not like to have.
Now, do you think you could do like beyond dreaming, like literally like get your consciousness and see what the fuck your son's doing in another room and be accurate? So this is what they're saying, like they do that. Like,
Oh, I see.
so
what
it's
you're
more
saying
like
now.
that. It's like, so let's say they're at the Cold War. They need information from Russia. They don't know how to get there. Oh, let's try this weird astral projection shit. Let's see if it works. And then you get a fucking guy, and then he fucking leaves his fucking mind, finds out the information, comes back, checks out. Oh, fuck, this guy's correct. Like,
Yeah.
and there's, I'll send you some documents, bro. That's how they claim they saw these structures in Mars by remote viewing is what they call it.
Okay.
So you could literally, your consciousness could leave your body and go somewhere real right now and see what
Right.
my wife is doing in the kitchen right now.
Right.
And then you report back like, I think your wife right now is making ground turkey and da-da-da. And I call her like, hey, are you making ground turkey with mushrooms right now we speak? Yeah, I just put it in the fucking tap. And it's like, boom.
Now let me ask you something, and I only ask because I saw this in a movie, okay? And I think we shared it before on this channel. Do you think that's a good thing, or do you think that's a demonic thing? Let me explain why I say demonic, okay?
Mhm.
Did you ever see The Devil's Advocate with
Well,
Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves?
Great.
Love that movie.
Great movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Al Pacino was supposed to be the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember, Norbert, in the subway when he runs into that guy and he tells him, you need to hurry up and get home so you can catch your wife fucking because she's about to get in the ass by so-and-so.
Yeah, he's speaking Spanish in that.
Yeah, that's how diciendo. Okay, and that guy looks at him like, something's wrong, man. Something's wrong. He goes, hurry up before you can catch her.
Yeah.
Okay. He saw what was taking place.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you saying you can meditate and then see what's going on in my son's room.
Oh.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's why I throw in the demonic in there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's a good
Well,
thing? Do you think it's a gift?
I don't think it's a matter of good and bad. I think to look how the CIA explains why it's even possible is the wild part,
Uh-huh.
because they're saying it's possible because based on the simulation theory. So let's say like I'm paraphrasing,
Yeah.
like a video game, right? Like the coding's already there, right? So whatever's happening, we're all code or whatever the fuck, right? So whatever's happening over there is all code and it's all one thing. So you could technically put yourself in a position to get that code that's already there. So how they explain it is like, yeah, it's kind of like you're going there, but it's possible because this is all a grid anyway. Just like that computer, just like a video game. Just like so that's how they claim like that's even a possible thing. Again, I'm paraphrasing and
right.
I didn't read the whole fucking thing, but as I was reading it, I'm like, man, what the fuck? Because it goes along with shit I've been hearing. How
So Norbert, you know what I was talking about, right?
Yeah, Tony. But let me throw this at you, not to play devil's advocate here, but
It's just conversation, bro. Throw it at me.
but you say demonic because in that movie,
Just because of that movie, that's it.
what's his name? Al Pacino played Lucifer, right?
Correct.
But technically, he was an angel.
Correct.
So,
A fallen angel.
But
That's the difference.
is it though? Because he's still technically an angel.
Well, if you believe the scriptures, he's considered Lucifer is the fallen angel.
Yeah, but an angel either way.
Okay, yeah, fallen angel.
So
Still an angel.
More than likely, other angels that are not fallen will probably have the same power.
Yeah, I believe that.
So it really wouldn't be demonic, more like a celestial type of.
But if you use it, it's demonic, I believe.
Well, yeah.
what if it's to find out like useful information? Like, oh, someone kidnapped your daughter. Let's see. if you can
Okay,
use it.
I'm going to share something with you, and I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, because I believe that I have a gift. I truly do, bro, when I say that. And I don't say that braggingly, simply because it's only happened a few times in my lifetime. I was with a friend, and this friend was telling me that at their job, their boss was giving them a hard time.
Okay.
Like a really hard time. And I asked him, like, what do you think it is? He goes, I don't know. This person just picks on me. And this person, like, beat his ass. And he was like, well, it's a female. And I was like, all right. We were at Costco. You know how they say, speak of the devil? She shows up. She's walking in. Okay? And he says, oh, my God, that's her. And he hides. Okay? I walk up to her, and I said, hey, aren't you so-and-so? I was instigating. Aren't you so-and-so's boss? And she was like this angel. Yes. Yeah. I shook her hand. Yeah. And I saw something in her immediately. And it didn't sit well with me. They talked, and I said, hey, bro, you know, after they kind of said their byes, she seems like a nice lady. And he goes, nah, bro, she's not. And I said, I'm going to talk to you outside. And I said this. Something happened to her. And he said, what do you mean? I said, it's weird. When I shook her hand, I saw two white men. And she was hurt, and she's taking it out on everyone. That's how she is living her life now. This woman is deeply hurt. I don't think she's doing it on purpose. And he says, you're fucking crazy. And I said, why? He goes, she's been divorced twice because those two white guys who cheated on her. He goes, everybody knows about it. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, Guapo, that that's happened to me all the time, because I'll be lying. Yeah. Probably in my life.
Yeah, still quite a bit of times.
You know? Yeah.
Shit like that's happened to me too. Some crazy shit. Like, I remember when we made I don't know if I told you the story, probably not. When we made that song with Shaq, right before we even thought of him, we're just spitballing the names. Like, we made it with Ghostface Killer in mind. That didn't happen. And then we're like, who could we get on it? Like, and then we're like, ooh, we're just like talking like, damn, Psycho Realm will go crazy. Like, right. Fucking Sink Jackin', and imagine if Duke could still rap. Like, they'll go crazy on this shit. They're just talking, right? And then we're like, be real, maybe be real. And then I'm like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna send it to Shaq, right? And then the next fucking day, Big Duke out of the fucking sky just DMs us, follows us. It's like, yo, like, just got put up on y'all. You guys are fucking fired, dog. And I was like, bruh, like, me and my brother, I probably still have the DMs. Watch. I was like, me and my brother were just talking about y'all like 2 days ago.
No, bro, can you give me one? It's a blue one.
Right? And then he's like, no way, bro. That's fucking crazy. I'm like, yeah, dog. Anyways, you know, respect, blah, blah, blah. 2 days after that, fucking Sick Jackin' hits us up. Right? And I assume it was because of Duke, right? Like, they probably coerced and talked about us, right? Right. And then we set up a session with Sick. And then in the session, I was like, yo, fucking shout out to my cousin Julian, you're a bitch. Now he just texted me right now.
I think he's watching.
Producer, yeah. Anyways, so I tell Sick Jack, like, oh, who put you up on us? My brother, your brother, or what? He's like, my brother. He's like, nah, why? He knows about y'all? I was like, bruh, like 2 days before you hit us up, he hit us up. He's like, no way. I was like, I swear to God. And I was like, and we were talking about y'all like 2 days before. He's like, that's fucking crazy. He's like, nah, like, I haven't actually talked to my brother in a few weeks or like a month or something. Right. And I was just tripping out like, no way, bro. Like, that was fucking odd. You know? Right. Super. Is it just a coincidence? Yeah. Sure.
I don't believe in coincidences, but that's just me.
Yeah. Look, he hits us up out of nowhere. What's up, brothers? Ironically, we were just talking about y'all Saturday night.
That's awesome.
Going through y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's awesome.
It just happened out the fucking blue. Even the fact that I'm homies with Shaq, right? Like, that's my favorite player of all time. Yeah. Like, I've always said it. And then magically he's my friend. Like, Absol, right? Like, the whole TDE squad. We've always been like, we're like, if you compare us to anybody, it's got to be the TDE guys. Like, nobody's doing it like those guys. Absol hits us up. Like, it's just like all these things. Like, we constantly speak shit, and it comes our way. So I'm very careful what I say. I'm very careful what I think, because I think it holds weight.
Do you believe life and death is in the power of the tongue?
I think there's something to it. Yeah.
Everything's on the table, remember?
Yeah, everything's on the table.
Okay.
So
Here's an interesting topic, and Norbert, you can chime in on this one.
Yeah.
so let me don't finish it. The logical person is going to say, well, you're in LA and you're putting in the work. So, of course, these people are going to hear about you. But it's like,
But are you in LA by coincidence?
Exactly. And when Shaq found us, I was a nobody. Like, you probably didn't know about us yet. Like, we were nobody. Like, there was no reason for Shaquille O'Neal to know who we were. You know what I'm saying? It was early on where he just saw a freestyle and he just reached out. Now, we did the song 2 years after he reached out to us, because we were building, like, DMing each other, him sharing our stuff, memes. And then 2 years later, I felt the bond was strong enough for me to ask for the song.
Right.
But we were not known at all.
Okay, now let me ask you a Rhodium Radio question.
Yeah.
And I want you to think hard about this before you just answer. Was Rhodium Radio your first live podcast interview? Not interview, but live podcast.
Live podcast, probably. We did a live interview with like Jay Cruz once on 92.3.
But that's radio.
Yeah, radio. But live podcast, I would say, yeah.
Okay. Reason why I asked, and I'm going to tell you so people could know how I did my homework, and then we'll move on because I have a story I want to share. One thing, I heard Wack talk very highly of you guys, okay? And he kept saying the Yotes, the Yotes, the Yotes.
Awesome.
So I've never heard of you guys, and I'm just being honest. And a lot, this is one thing that I went through behind the scenes, that a lot of artists would get mad at me because they would tell me, how could you never hear of me? And I said, bro, well, I heard of you enough to hit you up and ask you if you want to interview.
Yeah.
But when they tell me, well, I did this song, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't hear those songs. You know, how could you not hear?
Yeah.
Okay, so he keeps saying the Yotes. So I kept saying, who in the fuck is Yotes? I didn't know it was Yotes. Yeah. So I kept asking, hey, you guys heard the Yotes? Yeah. This guy Wack. So finally somebody told me, he said, I think he's talking about the Coyotes for Hire. He goes, that's his group. He signed. And I go, oh, okay. So I looked you up on Instagram, and then we started chopping it up. We went from there. Yep. I thought your guys' image was dope. I really did. Okay. Sure. And I'm going to tell you something. When my son saw you guys, like your pictures and everything, he said it this way, because I believe image is everything. He said, Dad, they're here to win. And I said, okay, let's get them.
Thank you.
Okay, honestly. So.
Yeah, I'll never forget early on, too. Well, you didn't hear about us because we were essentially nobody at the time. Wack found us when we didn't exist. We were an idea. We were just a concept. And we filmed a couple videos, and then they got into his hands, and he was like, fuck it, let's do it. When a lot of people heard about it at Atlantic, Interscope, but they wanted to see the metrics, the numbers, but we had none. We literally had no music out.
What's your TikTok?
We didn't exist. It was just a concept, and Wack was like, fuck it, I'm with it. So early on, people were hearing about us, and they didn't know why, and it was like, yeah, because we don't even fucking exist. That's why we're just dope. And anyways, what the fuck was I saying?
Well, I was going to change the subject, but
I was going to say something.
But you were saying about something about
I'll stop fucking drinking.
It's okay.
Oh, no, it was important. I feel like it was important.
Was it about Wack?
Was it about Wack?
No, you were talking about Shaq when he was a nobody. He reached out or something like that.
That was that.
Okay.
Anyways,
we'll come back to it. Okay. Yeah. No, but I want you in this. Okay. Yeah. And this is not a debate. It's not an argument.
Oh, the look. Because I remember we were in Atlantic around the same time. The Yotes, we probably dropped a couple songs, but we still were relatively like. People knew we were dope, but there was nothing there, and it was COVID and shit. And we met with this producer named Corporal. He's produced hella shit. He has Billboard. Like, we went to his house once. He has this whole wall plus that wall filled with #1 records, right? Platinum, like songs you know, I know. Anyways, a guy named Talez at Atlantic Records. He fucked with us. He wanted to sign us, but we were signed to Wax, so we never made the jump. But he introduced me to Corp. He's like, yo. This is one half of the Yotes. They're fucking geniuses. They're fucking super talented. Check their shit out, right? So he pulled the song up. He put it on mute. And he was looking at it, and he was like, "I love it." He wasn't even hearing it.
Right.
He was like, I don't even gotta hear it. He's like, I love what I see. Da, da, da. And he's like, and if Dallas is saying you guys are it, you guys probably do got talent. Then he heard the words. He's like, oh, y'all could rap. But before he even heard the music, he put it on mute to see probably what your son's talking about. And he's like,
Yeah.
you guys got it, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's disrespectful. He's like, man, that shit bangs on mute. That's pretty much how I took it. Like, your shit go hard on mute. But I'll never forget that. Corp, he's a fucking psychotic genius.
You just brought back so many fucking memories. I'm gonna give the audience a freebie, right? There's a little gem, okay? There's hits, and then there's slappers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for slappers. Okay, I like hits. I was in the studio in 1988, and Dre played me some music. And he said, come here, now, keep in mind, I'm a Dr. Dre fan. For those of you old school heads know that he was from the World Class Wrecking Crew. That's what I was a fan of. He was forming NWA. I didn't know what NWA was going to do. As a matter of fact, they didn't know what NWA was going to do. So back then, you had monitors. They're called NS10s, Yamaha NS10s, okay? Those are what you listen to it when you're tracking a song, and then when you're done with the song, you put them back on the loudspeakers, which are your playback speakers, the big ones, the 15 inches. So he goes, I want to play you something that I did for Above the Law.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. So he goes, sit down. So I'm thinking he's going to blow my mind and put him on those two 15-inch woofers and play. And he plays it on those small NS10 monitors. Speakers. Yeah. And he turns it like to number 3, where I can barely hear it. And he says, what do you think? And I said, and I'm still thinking, man, I wanted to fucking hear it over there.
Yeah.
But he said, I need you to listen to it. Tell me what you think. And I said, I really, really like it. Tell me what you hear. Like, what do you mean? I hear the scratching. What else? And I was like, okay, I hear the hi-hat, that snare. He said, that's how you know you got a good mix. If you could play it that low and hear everything from your kick, your snare, your hat, your open hat, your crash, your bass line, if you could hear all that in these small ones, now you're ready. It's a good mix. You could play it back on those. He said, hit the green button. Now I got a murder rap. Fuck. That right there. So when people tell me, listen to my track, and they play it on the big speakers, I turn that shit off. Put them on the monitors, bro.
Yeah.
You know why? Everything sounds good loud.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know if it's a hit on these.
Yeah. Nowadays, this is the biggest test to me. Like, all right, let me see. And some producers be like, don't hear it on your phone. It's like, nope, I gotta hear it on my phone first before.
Well,
anything.
you have different ears, bro.
Yeah.
So,
and this is how most humans nowadays are gonna hear your shit on Instagram on their phone.
okay, now here's where I'm gonna switch channels. Okay, and I want it's gonna be interesting.
Oh, one more spooky shit that I fucking predicted or I guess manifested for the good or for the bad.
Go ahead.
However, ended up going. So I remember when I first heard of Whack. For those who don't know, we're not signed to Whack no more. We bought ourselves out and all that shit. But
okay,
I remember when I first heard of him, he had knocked out Stitches, and Game was still the Game, and I'm a huge Game fan. And then I was like, who the fuck this guy? His manager, like, this motherfucker crazy. Like, well, he manages the Game, like, and Instagram was still kind of new, and I DM'd him like, hey. Like, if you ever need some Mexicans on your squad, let us know. And I'm talking, this was years before. And then fast forward, like, the world put us in a position where he actually did manage us for some while. And I literally DM'd the fucking guy that if he ever thought about managing us.
Now, I want to ask you one question again before I change the channel.
Spooky shit. Be careful what you think. Be careful what you say.
Did you ever get looked at, and I need for you audience to really see and hear what I'm about to ask him, because we go through this as raza. We go through this. Did you ever get criticized for being managed by a black man?
At first, no. I think Whack wasn't all the way off the hinges yet. So at first, nah. I mean, I was, to me, my experiences with him been mostly pretty good. He put his money where his mouth was when we were nobody. So to me, I was like, all right, he's cool. He put my first big check in my pocket for rap. But yeah, I think when shit hit the fan, when all that shit was going on, that by that point we already were kind of doing our own thing. We were technically still signed, but we were already moving independent. At that point, hell yeah, we're like Raza public enemy number one, even though it had nothing to do with us. Like we were just being used as like the scapegoat. Like, oh, how can I be racist when X, Y, and Z? I signed Coyote, which I don't think he's racist or any more racist than any human being.
I've never met him, but I'm gonna say respectfully, hearing him talk, I don't think he's racist, bro.
No, he's not.
Don't.
Like, but he said, he says crazy shit, and it's like, bro, I'm not gonna agree with, just because I know somebody or do business with them doesn't mean I'm gonna agree with what they say or control. Like, I have no control over what no man says. Like, I barely have control over what I say sometimes.
you know what's crazy? And again, then I'm gonna change the channel. When I did all my mixtapes in the 80s, and they were all black rappers, nobody back then hated on me.
Yeah.
It was until I got my record deal that you don't fuck with raza, you only like blacks, you only... Bro, my door was opened by a Japanese man. How come they never accused me of being a Japanese lover?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I will say this, that they always treated me with respect and I always got paid. I'll tell you when I stopped getting paid, when I started working with raza.
Oh, yeah. I think times are changing now. I think back then, maybe there wasn't many raza players in the game.
No, there wasn't.
Or maybe not too many that could shoot at the highest level either. There's some, obviously, we got some legends, Cypress Hill,
Absolutely.
Big Pun, Kid Frost, Psycho Realms and shit. But there wasn't many, bro. There wasn't many of us. And back then, maybe it felt like, I could be the only one. In every field of entertainment, acting, comedy, hip hop, like we never had too many players in the United States. Now, I feel like my generation and younger, we all kind of know each other.
Right.
And we're all kind of working with each other.
Right.
Like we're all open, even if we're different. Like it's kind of like we're trying to like unify and even OGs are starting to tap in. Like even like Mario Lopez, him popping out to our video. Yeah. That was solid, bro. Like, again, we're not these super big famous people. He did it out the love. Right. Just pulled up for the free, trusted our vision. We gave him a look. So it's like we got the old Raza that have been doing it, and then we got the newer generation and everything in between. Like, and we're starting to like work together to push the culture forward. And we're starting to, really collaborate and coexist and get along with black people too, which we have to do. Like right now there's a lot of black and brown like unification going on in like the hip hop space. Like you see what Kendrick's doing, the line we've been pushing for a long time. And now like everyone's kind of catching on. There's still some ignorant people that try to push it backwards and shit.
Yeah. All right.
But
I have to change the channel.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Because they're gonna think this is Rhodium Tales.
Right.
It was getting good though. It was getting good.
Okay, but now, no, you know what, Norbert, I want to cover something because somebody left me a comment and said, this is during the High C interview, and I want you guys to go look at the last, well, not interview, conversation. We spoke on the paranormal. Okay, somebody said, why is Tony always trying to hurry up and get off the show? That's what they say. Okay, here's my thing. If you go look at the timestamp on the High C, conversation that we had on Freaky Tales, it's 2 hours and 14 seconds. Yeah. Okay. Then you know what they say? He spends 15 minutes in the very beginning. Number one, we give you 10 to 15 minutes to log in for you to get your notification that we're going live at 8. Yep. Okay. From 8 to 10, that's 2 hours. Okay. So if you take 2 hours and 14 minutes to log in, 2 hours of a show. I'm not going to do more than a 2 hour show. Okay. So honestly, respectfully, stop complaining because sometimes your ass hurts sitting in this chair for 2 hours. Okay. And you got to get up.
Yeah.
My ass hurts now.
Okay. So moving on. What I'm about to bring up, there's evidences for both sides.
All right.
But I want to know where you guys stand, or at least where you guys think, or chime in. Do you believe in a old Earth, millions of years, or a young Earth? I believe in a young Earth. And when I say young Earth, I believe that man has only been here, and I say man has only been here about 6,000 years.
I don't believe that.
Okay, I know.
Mhm.
There's this one theory out there that I want to share with you eventually after you guys share you guys' points, that the Earth might be old, but I think man might be here about 6,000 years. Okay, Norbert or Guapo. I feel weird calling you Guapo, but because that's your stage name, I'm gonna respect that. What you believe? Older Earth, young Earth?
I believe old Earth.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I don't think the dinosaur bones are a conspiracy or nothing. You know. I
Okay.
think
Do you believe dinosaurs existed?
Yeah,
I believe
think
so.
Dinosaurs existed. I think they're starting to carbon date the pyramids. They're a lot older than we think they are.
Uh-huh.
They're not whatever. They're twice, maybe 3 times as older than we thought they were previously. Maybe modern man isn't that old, but I think a version of us has been around for a while. So I think the whole Bible story is pretty much like aliens that came to Earth and tampered with was already here and created modern man, using their DNA and what was already here. Essentially, we were
Like
like
Prometheus.
kinda. I think I've seen that movie before. Yeah, something like
Okay,
that.
I have something to share that goes along with that. Norbert, you
Yeah.
care to share?
All right. Well, I definitely believe it's a lot older. If I would say if there's a race that might be 6,000 years old, I would say probably maybe the Europeans. I would definitely say they're pretty new to being a race, considering the facts with that these people didn't even shower until they came here.
You know what's funny? You say that, Norbert. Please allow me to interject really quick.
Yeah.
I was in 5th grade, and I still remember my teacher's name. And he told me about, he was a white man, the Europeans, he goes, they never showered. They would just throw on perfume, and they would just throw on more makeup.
Yeah.
And it's funny that they came to the Americas and got everybody sick, and they died.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, not all of us. We're still.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Norbert,
I know what you
come
mean.
on.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm
They
saying
had the stinky pinky.
I'm saying these people, they might have been new because they didn't even know how to breathe correctly. They actually, again, they had to learn how to breathe from being here with the Native Americans. There was one guy that wrote a book about how he learned how to breathe. And because of that technique that he learned from the Native Americans, European Americans were able to actually live longer.
Okay, so let's stick to, so you believe in the older, okay, I believe in a possibly old Earth, but man only being around for, so what I'm saying is this, that the Earth has been around for a while before man was created.
Why do you think?
Okay,
The Bible?
and I'm glad you said it, of course. Okay, now this is a theory. I'm not saying that this is fact, okay? This is something that I want to throw out there for people just to consider and look into. I want to challenge people. I'm not saying, Guapo, Norbies, believe me. No, I'm saying do your research. Okay. Genesis 1:1 says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Okay. So in other words, he created the heavens and the earth and it was done. The scripture says God created the heavens and the earth. In verse 2, it says, and the earth was without form and void. Okay. So it was formless. People have said, this is the theory, that this is, they call it the Genesis 1 verse 2, 1 and verse 2 gap. They believe that between Genesis 1, where it says, God created the heavens and the earth, and verse 2, and the earth was without form and void, that in between that time is when Satan fell from heaven. So they believe that when Satan fell from heaven after verse 1, he lived here on earth for many, many years and had his own civilization. Okay? We don't know, according to the scriptures, when God said, let there be light.
That's the thing about the Bible. There's hella missing pieces. It's
Right.
like even like
Well, that's what that theory started. Yes.
when they created Adam and Eve, right? They were in the garden,
6th day.
and then they kick them out, and there's already people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who are those people? And how come they were never talked about? And now we got their kids, and they have wives. Who the fuck are their wives, and where the fuck did they come from?
See,
so it's just like speculation. and
See,
it's
I can
like-
explain all of that, but we don't have the time. But yes, I can explain all that. I really, I'm not going to get into it right now
Well,
and
let-
try to convince you.
I want to
I
add
think
In about
something.
30
Adam and
seconds.
Eve were the first modern man.
Okay.
And
So at
there
least you
was
believe
already
that.
existing. I think the Bible's a metaphor to something more
Yeah.
real.
Okay.
And there was already existing beings here that whoever came here to tamper with the DNA created the new version of it, which was them plus us. Since when they sent them out to the real world, there was already things here. There was already people here.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
Crazy, spooky, scary, hilarious.
So what's crazier, that or someone snapped their fingers?
Well, the Bob nurses number snap their fingers,
Or whatever.
but I like your perspective, and that's what we do here. We give everybody a voice, and that's what makes Freaky Tales unique, bro.
Definitely.
That's why I say it's all on the table, because it's all weird. Whether you believe God just created nothing, something out of nothing, whether you think the Big Bang, which is essentially something out of nothing,
Right.
Yeah.
whether you believe evolution, which is something out of nothing, we came from particles and this, that, whether you believe the simulation theory, which scientifically it seems to be the most proven one. When they really narrow it down, they have like, this is X, Y, and Z. We're probably in some level of simulation.
Yeah.
And consciousness is the player or whatever the fuck.
Well,
It's
here's the
all on the
thing.
table.
With magic, when people think of magic, it's only because they don't understand it. They don't understand that that's more than likely a more advanced type of technology
It's all magic.
that we just haven't caught up to.
Right.
If you show someone 200 years what you're doing right there, that's magic.
That's magic.
Like, how the fuck is that happening?
Exactly.
It's magic. Like, it's all magic.
Well, but who would have thought that we would have these, bro?
And to
Exactly.
and to add to his Adam and Eve story,
It's all
and if I
magic.
recall, Adam and Eve got kicked out of paradise, right?
Correct. The Garden of Eden.
To forever not have an actual permanent home, forever to wander the earth.
And I'm glad you said that, because I can explain that, but I'm not going to. But yes,
Because I know of a particular race that has never been able to lock in a home and continuously wander the earth.
The Jews?
Hey, I didn't say it, you did.
you know what? And that's actually good.
Nah, but
that's actually good that you said
when
that.
you really look back, it's all malarkey, bro. It's all fucking bullshit. Because, you know, if you go back to like the so-called scriptures and who was being chased out of what, yeah, it was the Jews, but they were fucking Middle Eastern. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like it took on its own thing. It's like me really claiming being a Catholic or a Christian. Like, that's not not my real, that's not my roots. Like, that was forced upon me, or it evolved to become what it is now. But that, everyone knows, like, if you were from the Middle East, you look Middle Eastern.
Well, that's the trippy,
You don't look white. Now they're white.
That's the trippy part, though, now, because now a lot more stories are coming out that those Jews were not really the actual Jews. It was actually black people that were the original Israelites and Jews. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but
I mean, black people, that some people say they are the first man. I'm not. I mean, shit. Who's to say it's true or not? I don't know.
Yeah, well,
that's
true.
That's a freaky tale.
That is
Okay. Okay. Now let's move on before we start taking calls. What is it? Somebody put Tony funny. I'm not going to explain that right. No, I'm not going to explain that right now, because you know what? We're here to share. We're not here to debate. We're not here to argue. Like, we're not doing that. We're here having a good conversation, and we allow you guys to chime in and share. Other than that,
do you believe in reincarnation or no?
No, I don't. No. Do you believe in reincarnation?
I don't. Everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table, and I love that about you.
I don't know.
I love that about you. Know why? Because that's the wisest answer that you can give. ¿Sabes qué? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
would rather have you say I don't know than somebody say I know it all and it's my way or the fucking highway. You know, la verdad, si no sé, no sé.
The more these people, again, the people that are trying to figure out what this is, the more you realize, like, oh shit, we know absolutely nothing. Like, we know nothing. We think we know shit, but we don't. They chunking up the spooky science. You know, like, let's say when you're studying atoms, I don't know if it's like if they find out if it's negative or positive or whatever. No, like, let's say back there, right? Whatever's happening behind me is both dead, alive, moving, solid. It's everything at once. And once you look at it, it breaks down to what it is. When you're studying the atoms or whatever, like, when you don't measure it, meaning when you look at it, they have ways to prove that it's in every state it could be in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's positive, it's negative, it's in this realm, it's in a different realm, it's going in and out of existence. They compare it to a cat. The cat is both dead, alive, and everything in between.
Yeah.
And once you measure it, look at it, then it breaks down, and it becomes whatever the probability of the state that it's in. Whole bunch of weird ass fucking shit that I don't even know how to explain it. When I hear it, I kind of go cross-eyed, like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's just like none of it makes fucking sense. And the more you come to terms with that, the more you could utilize whatever thing we're in.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're all connected in some way. And I think if you really like apply yourself and you really think out there, like you'll be surprised, man, where your mind will take you. And I feel like I'm living proof to it. Of course, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but goddamn it, I'm close. And I've done some pretty cool shit at my age now where I thought I would have quit by now. And I think something clicked in me where I just started, like I said, everything's on the table. To me, everything's on the table. It's
Okay.
just watch Kendrick Lamar. We're going to do a song with Kendrick Lamar. I'm saying it right now.
Hell yeah.
Like, watch it happen, bro. And you're going to say, like, yeah, he said it.
Okay, to me, I'm going to say this. And please, I just want you to understand where I'm coming from. I've had a major record deal, but one of the biggest record labels in the world, bro. And I got a major record deal from a mixtape when I wasn't even looking for a record deal. I gave an interview today, and I told people I was just doing mixtapes. It landed in the lap of an executive at Disney, and they signed us. I wasn't looking for it, okay? But I've always said that you release good product, that money will come knocking. So because I've had a major record deal, I can say this. Yeah, it's going to happen, okay? It's going to happen. But I'm glad you believe the way you believe. Now, back to the paranormal, I want to ask you this. How, I know you explained that UFO above you guys. Before that, did you ever experience anything? And if so, how old were you when you first experienced your first paranormal, I guess,
I don't know if this is paranormal, but it's a trip. I remember the first day I remember remembering. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like, I remember the first day I woke up and I knew who I was, and I knew I had a brother and my mom in the kitchen over there. And I knew my sister was over there, but it felt like my first day of life. So I woke up one day in a house right by the Hawthorne Airport. And again, I had all past memories. I had us living in Lennox, going to school over there. But this day, I remember very vividly that it felt like my first day. Like it felt like my first day of life. Like, but I already had past memories, and I woke up. I knew who I was. I knew where I was and what was going on. But it genuinely felt like the first day of my life.
Wow.
Right. Do you remember how old you were?
I don't.
Okay, roughly guesstimate.
If I had to
Elementary
guesstimate, elementary for sure.
Okay.
100% elementary.
Okay.
And I walk in and my mom's making food, my brother in the kitchen. And I'm just walking in and I'm like, wow, this is my home.
You're here for a reason.
Yeah, but it felt like my first day of life.
So you're saying you were at that point more conscious of your reality?
Kinda. But even though I already had memories,
yeah,
like I could remember stuff from my past, from experiences that it felt like. But that day felt like it was my first day.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
It's like you went from like a child that doesn't really think about those things and to like almost in like an adult, like, oh,
maybe
I'm here.
Yeah,
I exist.
Felt like someone dropped me in this body, and I woke up, and I just knew who I was.
Damn.
Kind of thing. And I knew the people in my life.
Yeah, I can't remember.
My first, and then maybe I'll ask you, Norbert, after my first paranormal experience. I was 6 years old. I was my grandbaby's age.
Mm-hmm.
And I experienced, we were living in Compton. It was just a one bedroom. And the bedroom belonged to my mom and my dad. All my brothers and sisters slept in the living room because that's all we had. But I remember that night, my mother slept with me right next to me. Because I told her I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up in the middle of the night, and I look up, and there was a man standing over me.
Mm.
I don't know why he was standing over me, but he had his mouth open, and I still see him now. And he was dressed up like if he was graduating. He had an all white gown and a white hat.
Yeah.
And he was standing over me, or like his face, and I was just so terrified because I know what I saw. And I remember I was elbowing my mom, like, because I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
And that was my first paranormal experience. And I remember growing up and telling my father my experience. And he told me some of the things that he experienced in that house as well. And I said, well, how do you think, like, it got there?
Yeah.
And here's what he said. 2 things. We don't know who lived there before us. He was in second. I was starting, because once again, he loved the paranormal. But he started dabbling in, let me read about witchcraft, and started buying real witchcraft books.
Oh, yeah.
And he brought them into the house. And he told me when he started, like, he would go to the restroom and go back to his room, he would notice pictures just fall. Like little things like that. He goes, that's when I just grabbed the books and I threw them out. He goes, so I believe that I brought that into our home.
Yeah. See, I would never tamper with dark energies like that.
Yeah.
Like, cause I'm afraid of it, and I would never want to open those
doors, those portals.
I'm good
Yeah.
over here. Like, I know I do my share of whatever, poisoning the world or whatever, but I try to like balance it. It's like, I'm a person, man, so I feel like I experience every emotion as a person, and I try to show every emotion as a person. Like, I don't shy away from the negative part of me, but then I just try to make sure I sprinkle in like a balance of the other side.
Norbert, before we take the phone calls, you know the question, right?
Yeah, the first experience.
Yeah.
The first one I could confirm that it's real was when I was a child. Me and my family were living in a single apartment in Koreatown.
Roughly how old were you? Elementary?
I want to say, yeah, definitely elementary.
Okay.
And I want to say that one night I woke up hearing a little girl crying. And I woke up my brother and told him, like, hey, I hear somebody crying. And he just happened to hear her also.
Oh, nah, fool.
That's the trip. And so what happened is that it was coming from the kitchen. We knew she was crying in the kitchen, but we were like, who the fuck is this little girl? We don't have a little girl in our home. So we walked over to the kitchen, and we saw her in a very translucent blue image. And we saw her crying. We asked her why she's crying. She wouldn't answer us. And we just thought it was weird that there's this little translucent blue girl crying in our apartment.
Right.
So by that, me and my brother decided to go and tell my parents about this. So as soon as we started walking towards our parents, and while we were still in the kitchen, there was a corner table that was there. And as soon as we were about to step out of the kitchen, me and him both saw a very big green hand coming out of that table. And it was crazy because at that moment, me and him really we started running.
No, it just wasn't you. It was you two.
Yeah, it was us two. It was both of us. And as soon as we started running, we weren't running. Like, we could see each other like moving, but
like a dream.
But we weren't, like a dream. We weren't moving. We could see our legs moving, our arms moving, but we weren't moving. It's like somebody's holding us. We could still move, but we just weren't actually going forward. And his hand kept getting closer to us.
Okay.
And as soon as it almost got to us, I told my brother at that moment, I closed my eyes and started praying, because at that time I was still going to Sunday school.
Right.
And I started praying, and then somehow, some way, it just stopped.
Does your brother recall this?
Yes, he recalls exactly the way I recalled it.
I never met his brother, but
yeah,
he's Norbert. He's probably Orbit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but yeah, he confirmed the exact same thing.
Wow, man.
So that's how I know ghosts are real, and whatever the hell that thing was that tried to get us is real. There's a lot of things out there that are real.
Oh, there's another thing that happened to me, where one time I was pretty sick. I wasn't really telling nobody. You know, I'm like, I've been sick a million times. I always had throat issues because I smoke and shit. But I don't smoke anymore. this time it was pretty bad. And I was just like, I'm gonna thug it out, you know. I was just like, I couldn't talk, I couldn't spit, I couldn't swallow. I couldn't swallow my saliva. It was bad. And then, but I just thought, oh, it'll go away, you know what I'm saying? And then my grandma, out of the fucking blue, she just comes in my house frantic, like, where's Vic? Where's Vic? Da, da, da. Finds me in my room. She sees me there, visibly sick. She's like, oh no, just starts crying. And then she just gets on her knees. She's like, Mijo, what's wrong? And I can't really talk. I'm like, I'm a little sick, you know. Da, da. She's like, you have to go to the hospital right now. I was like, what? I was like, I'm fine. I was like, I'm good. She's like, no, please. She starts crying. Like, you have to go to the hospital right now. She's like, I just had a dream that you died and it was very vivid. Please go to the hospital right now. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm like, no, I'm good. You know, my mom tries to make me some soup and I can't even swallow it, right? I can't even swallow the fucking juice. Like, I was keeping a water bottle next to me, spit my saliva. And my grandma's pleading to my mom, like, tell him to go to the hospital, please. And then I'm like, fine, you know, I'm like, let's go. Yeah. Go to the hospital. As soon as the doctors see my throat, they're like, oh, shit. They're like, get this guy in the fucking IV right now. And then he comes back, and then he's like, yeah, but he's like, I had like 3 different things wrong. And they're like, your tonsils were on the verge of erupting. See these bacteria right here? They're going to get in your bloodstream. You would have been dead in fucking 18 hours. Oh, shit. He's like, good thing you came. And I was like, shut the fuck up. And they showed me the thing. They're like, yeah, this is actually pretty common. People think because it's just a sore throat, it's nothing. But if your tonsils erupt and these bacteria's in there enter your bloodstream, you're gone. You're done. Yeah. And he said you would have had 18 hours, maybe 24 if you're lucky. And my grandma just came on a whim, dropped out the sky, pleaded for me to go. Yeah. And I thought that was fucking wild. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there was another time with my grandma. My grandma's tapped into something for sure. She told us a story that day. I went to her house about someone just turning on the light in her house. Her mom died in her house not too long ago. And then she said someone turned on the light and she thought it was Fidencio. She lives with her ex-boyfriend's son named Fidencio. She's like, Fidencio, baja la luz, whatever. And then she hears the door fucking slam. And then she's panicking. She's like, and you can lock from the inside and she can't open it. Right. And then Fidencio, I guess, wakes up and then he like fucking slams the door open. And he's like, ¿Qué pasó? He's like, ¿Por qué me prendiste la luz? And he's like, what? He's like, I was asleep. So she was telling me that story. And then this night, I go back home. I go to sleep and then at like 2:45, 3 a.m., like, loud ass music outside just turns on, boom, like spooky, like old school music, right? And it's loud as fuck. Where I'm like, what the fuck? And then I get a text from my grandma just randomly, like, I just thought that was weird. Like she just told me this weird ass story. I just get woken up by some loud ass music in my garage out of fucking nowhere. And then my grandma texts me, right around the same time when I woke up. I was like, man, what the fuck? I was so scared. I was living with my dad because we were fixing my house. I wake up my dad like, Dad, come with me outside, man. Someone just turned on the music. Like, I go out there with my gun all paranoid and shit. And there was nobody there. Just the radio playing some old-timey ass music. Yeah. Like, I was like, man, what the fuck?
You know what? I had High C here like 3 or 4 days ago, Norbert. Yeah. And I asked him a question. Well, first, let me ask you this because I think it'll make more sense this way. Do you believe that there's a God or a devil?
I believe there's a God. The devil, I believe in good and evil. So, yeah, sure. It's on the table.
Because I asked him the same question, and I asked him, do you believe that there are, and I go, I see, because I toured with him more in the 90s, okay? The 2000s, it was just him and Quick everywhere. So, I've asked him, do you believe that there are demonically possessed rappers?
Hell yeah.
And he said yes. He said yes.
I think the devil works through humans. And I think God is everything.
Okay.
Like, God is everything.
Now, do you think that some music could be demonically influenced?
100%. I mean, I fucking love some dark music with little dark undertones and again, bro, I think we're all both. We're all good and evil as long as you're more good than bad. It's like Star Wars. It's a balance, right? There can't be good without evil and vice versa. So I think every human being has all of those things. So I don't think we should be afraid to like tap into it or even enjoy some of the stuff, as long as you acknowledge when you're doing it. Like, that's why I think when we made Devil's Contract, to me, it was like holding ourselves accountable. Like, yeah, you could hide behind it, it's just entertainment, but come on, like, it's not just entertainment. It has some influence on people.
Yeah.
So keep telling yourself that bullshit. And the only way you could change it is by acknowledging that you do it. So hopefully one day I'm to the point where I don't do none of that shit, but like as far as like brain poison,
Yeah.
but I'm
You know-
still a person. And
You know, we got about 15 or 14 minutes before we hit 10 o'clock, okay? That means we only have time, Norbert, for about 3, 4, 5 phone calls at the most, okay?
Yeah.
Before we do that, we open up the phone lines. I want to say something, bro. Okay, how do I present it without sounding like I'm a Republican, Democrat, conservative, whatever? I'm just going to go ahead and say it, okay? You know what? I'm just going to leave it out, Norbert.
nah, say it.
Come on, man.
Say
You can't put us in
it.
suspense.
I
like
hate
that.
both, so you can't. That's my stance.
There you go.
Fuck Democrats, fuck Republicans.
If you were going to go that way, Tony.
Yeah, say it. You see, this was wrong with the country. I feel like I could a gang of people that are hardcore. Like I'm friends with people that are hardcore Republicans.
Yeah,
And I have friends that are hardcore
Democrat.
Yeah. Like, I'm in the middle, so I'm always going at it with both these motherfuckers. But I still like them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I may not like everything about them and shit like that until it crosses a disrespectful personal line. It's like we could have different views and still get along. You know what I'm saying?
See, and that was my thing. Like, and I'm going to say this, Norbert, and I'm going to say this in front of you.
Yeah.
Before Donald Trump won the presidency, okay, I had Democrat, liberal friends that I loved that, Tony, let your voice be heard. Tony, I'm always going to love you. Tony, I'm here for you. Who you vote for, that's on you, Tony. I love you. We've been knowing each other since we were teenagers. Tony, this. Tony, I'm praying for you. Tony, I got the best interest in you. The day that I went public and I said I voted for Trump, every single one of those people blocked me and cut me off.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. Damn.
Okay, when I say every, now I'm not just saying one or two. No,
Yeah.
every single one of those persons.
Yeah. That's a little extreme.
See, and here's my thing. Say that hypothetically you told me you voted for Kamala.
I would never. But
Yeah, let's just say again, it's a hypothetical scenario.
I
Or
would never vote
you
for
too,
Trump
Norbert,
either.
right? Hypothetical.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
still my
yeah.
friend, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
You know what I'm proud of? That your voice was heard. That's what you believe in. You share why you believe in it, and I'm okay with that. But there are some people that don't feel that way, and it's just sad that we've come to that. So now, if we have differences of opinion, if something is godly, something is demonic, that's your opinion. I'm not going to argue or debate with you about it. I have to respect your opinion as a person,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
My
So-
only thing, I think, like, I don't fuck with Trump. I think if he wasn't the president, he's pretty funny and he's entertaining and shit. But I think him winning had to happen just to maybe find the middle ground, because, you know, maybe during his campaign and shit, he fooled people into thinking maybe he's the more logical one, but he isn't. They aren't. Like, just like the left isn't. Like, man, when you looked at the panel, I look at all these billionaires, and these poor fucks really think these guys care about them. They're human beings. They care about their friends. They want to make their friends happy. Hey, if I could pass some laws to make fucking Elon Musk's life a little easier to do what he wants, I'm going to do it. Hey, if this guy wants me to do this, like, oh, you own the drug company, what do you need to get past it? I like you. You gave me some money. Sure. Like, that's all what it is. Politics is a scam. Like, it's a bit, what that comedian say? It's a big club and you're not in it.
Ouch.
So, like, and that applies to everybody. Like, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about us.
I
bro.
will say this about both sides, and I think you'll agree. Okay, or Norbert, I think you'll agree as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
If politicians didn't lie, they wouldn't have anything to talk about.
You know who I did like? Whatever, if you don't like his policies, whatever. I liked Bernie Sanders only because he seemed honest.
Yeah.
I like this guy because he's honest. I may not agree with this, may not agree with that, but he's not trying to put up a facade to appease people. Like, these people find who their team is and they double down on it instead of like seeing like we're all one country. Maybe where's the common sense here? I thought Kennedy was a good guy that was like common sense, and he seemed to really just have the best interests in American people. And I was even optimistic that Trump brought him on board because Kennedy was the only guy I heard talking about shit that mattered to me. Right. Like I have a child. I want more children. It's hard for me to have children. Like, and I'm not alone. Like, I know a lot of men that can't have children. They got to pay for it. Like, and it's partially because everything is in plastic.
Yeah.
Our food is wrapped in plastic. Everything, and you talk about it and you're viewed like you're crazy. And there was one person that was talking about it, and there's facts to back it. Like, my son has a speech delay. Out of 10 children that I know, 5 of them have some sort of mental disorder. Like, it's something happening.
And it's more common.
Yeah, now
than before.
Now they're like, 1 out of 2 kids is probably gonna have a mental disorder. Born.
Or 1 out of 2 kids autistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, like look,
and no one's talking about it.
And my prayers go out to the families. I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna go to the phone calls. My prayers go out to the families that have autistic children. But why? The question is, why are we having more autistic children now than before? Because
the FDA, all these people are paying the politicians. Like, they don't care about causing it. They care about treating it once it happens. Why? Because it equals more money to them. Like, let's not talk about why these children are autistic. Let's put money in funding autism research, funding programs for autistic children. Let's put the fucking blue puzzle piece everywhere and have organizations for autistic kids, because that makes money. Let's not point at the source that's causing this. And it's not even the kids, because a lot of people are like, oh, the vaccines and this, that. Maybe, but my kid's not vaccinated. It's already what's in me. Like, I've been drinking out of plastic water for I don't know how fucking long. I've been eating fruity fucking pebbles since I don't know how fucking long. I've been like drinking Gatorade. The pyramid scheme is food pyramid is a fucking scam. They're telling us to eat grains and a whole bunch of bullshit that's been damaging our body. Like, there's so much research to go behind. Like, in the 90s, a healthy sperm count was 400 to 500 million per load, right? Yeah. Today, a considered healthy sperm count is 4 to 8 million. Damn. And it's dropping every
now I'm going to ask you this,
year.
And give me, if you can, a short answer, because if not, people are going to crucify me because I'm not taking phone calls. Why do you think that is?
It's the food.
It's the food. Thank you.
The food, the water.
Food is killing us, bro.
Yeah, but it's beyond even like you try to eat healthy, right? I want apples and this, that, and that. The fucking apples are contaminated. The meat
hybrids.
is contaminated. The meat is wrapped in plastic. Everything absorbs everything. Like, it's like when you try to fucking eat healthy, you really got to go the extra mile.
I worked at a Rouse warehouse for 15 years. I know that our fruits are hybrids. Have you ever had a grapple? Do you know what a grapple is?
A grape apple?
That's exactly what it is. It's a grape apple. It's a hybrid. You bite the apple and it tastes like a grape.
But even like the apples, like you literally take knives and you scrape off fucking like
the wax.
It's like candle wax. It's like you can't even fucking eat an apple in peace.
Well, it's shiny, bro. It's like,
so it's like,
what was that, Snow White? Or I think it was Snow White. Did she eat the apple? She
she ate the apple that was poisoned, right?
Yeah. We're eating poisonous apples. They told us that before we ate them.
Yeah.
And you go to restaurants and they say you're trying to eat healthy, you get a chicken salad, then you see them cutting the chicken on the fucking plastic boards. Yeah. So then plastic getting all your shit.
And the chicken is probably fucking steroid.
Yeah, so it's like everywhere you look, it's just like one way or another, like the food is no good.
That's why I tell people. That's why I tell people to eat Taco Bell and not McDonald's.
All right, go ahead and put up the number, bro. Go ahead and put up the number. Motherfucker said Taco Bell.
We're taking a conspirasi route now.
Okay, let's go.
But it's not conspiracy, it's facts.
Okay, let's take a couple of phone calls, my bro, and then go from there. Okay, see right here. Look at this is your volume right here, so you determine how loud you want it. Put up the number once again, 310-221-7360. If you just want to call in and talk your shit or talk paranormal or ask Guapo from the Yotes a question, go for it. Go for it, Jake.
Hit us with your favorite conspiracy now.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Tonight's show is sponsored by Tony Vision. Make sure to subscribe and
Hit us with your best shot. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Caller with the 832 number.
wait. You're not connected. Just to let you know.
Shit. My bad. Okay, here we go. Right here. Let me know when I'm connected.
It seems like you're connected.
Now I'm connected. Okay. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Yo, Tony, this is Leo from Houston, Texas. Saludos.
Leo from Houston, Texas. Much love, much respect. Thank you for staying up and watching Freaky Tales. What is your question, comment, or complaint?
Pues tengo, no sé, mira, tenía un freaky tale más o menos, pero I said, man, you know what? Este vato está con madre. I was like, man, this guy, I've watched their videos, they jam, bro, son otro onda.
Thank
And
you,
I
man.
just wanted to say, bro, and I just wanted to say, because you reiterated the crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. It's a travesty, bro, that I think in Texas we're the home of the players and the pins, bro. And I think that if them guys would have been in Texas, they would be as big as Mexican OT, if not bigger, just because they're ahead of their time with their flow, their style. And it's crazy, bro, how I love California. They have a beautiful culture, raza and everything, bro, but that for that individual that I said his little quote, his forward bar, it's crazy to see that this day and age, bro, with everything going on, that we appreciate more ignorance and stupidity and then people going like the crash out era than we do like the art form. And it's just wild, bro. Like, I mean, you know, that's just me. I mean, I just really feel like a lot of, I know I don't want y'all to say something y'all probably get in trouble for, but I mean, it's just somebody speaking from over here because it's just crazy, bro. The art form, it's crazy where it's gone. The Kendrick, you mentioned the Kendrick feature.
Yeah, Lefty's a homie, man. I'm super proud of him for being on that album. He's actually a super cool guy. He's very captivating, and when you get to meet him, you see why. You know, like in hip hop, there's always been abstract characters that end up cracking the code, and people are kind of like, it doesn't make sense, but if you really pay attention, it does. Like he's a talented cat. He's a good person somewhere in there, and he's a very captivating human. When you meet him in person, his energy is impossible to ignore, and he's very likable. So once you meet him, you're like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you go do your history in hip hop, there's always been those type of characters that are highly respected and are a little out there. But thank you, bro. It means a lot. In order for it is harder for people making like high level art nowadays. But I think it's swinging back, and I think Kendrick's doing a good job of swinging it back this way. It's a good time to be a real artist and a real spitter. And this year we gonna show it, man. We got some cool shit with Absol. If you're into spitters, I'm sure you know who Absol is.
If not, you know, they're learning tonight from you.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a part of TDE and all that. So Kendrick's in the realm of possibility, bro. I'll just say that.
Oh, really? Hell
We
yeah.
appreciate you, bro. I agree with you. If we were in Texas, we would have been blown up. When we go out there, we get hella love.
Yeah,
I love Texas. I love the people in Texas. I love the music in Texas, man. And LA, you know, we got our own world, and I think me and my brother are creating our own world within it because we don't fit into the world here, but we're making it undeniable, and they're starting to notice.
Hey, caller, just one
Hey, for sure.
quick question, bro. Just once again, can you tell us what part of Texas you're from?
H-Town.
Houston.
Okay.
Houston, north side.
We got a song with Paul Wall on the way, too.
Okay.
We'll be dropping in the next month or
Oh,
so.
shit. Hell yeah. That's what's up. Hell yeah. That's badass.
Caller, the first week of February, I'll be out there in Houston for one whole week, bro. Okay, I still got to find out what part, but I'm going to be flying out there with Gotos, and I'm going to be doing some interviews and interviewing Houston rappers. So, you know, I'll be posting up where I'm going to be eating, where I'm going to be drinking. If anybody wants to come through and have a shot, I don't know if you're going to be close to where I'm at, but I would love to meet you, bro.
Hell yeah. Ya está, bro. Hey, muchas gracias, bro. Y'all have always been good to me, bro. Hey, saludos, bro. And my love to everybody in California going through everything with the fires and everything. No sé cómo está la cosa ahorita, but hey, man, my love, bro. Hey, y'all have a good night. God bless y'all.
God bless, bro. Peace. Okay, let's keep it going, you guys. Once again, the number is 310-221-7360. If you guys want to call in and share your freaky stories or ask your freaky question or just want to get totally freaky. Norbert is on the line,
Hey,
and he's here, and he's a little freaky right now.
Tony, let the audience know what they could possibly win.
If you call right now, you could possibly win a life-size doll of Norby's.
Hey.
Okay, life-size doll. Seriously, you can pet him, you can play with him,
Oy.
you can read to him,
Hey.
Jack 'em off.
Oh, hey,
all
yo.
kinds
Hey.
of things to him. Here we go. Call it your name and where are you calling from?
Tony, what's up? This is Fernando, man. It's been a while. Calling from Lake Tahoe.
My brother from Fernando from Lake Tahoe.
Tahoe.
You're on Freaky Tales with, once again, Guapo from the Yotes. You got a comment, complaint, or question?
Well, the complaint department is 200 miles that way, bro. But I got a compliment, man, for Guapo, the Coyotes. I first heard you guys when you guys dropped that jam from with Be Real.
Oh, yeah.
Cypress Hill.
Nice, man. Fuck yeah.
Since then, man, I became a fan, bro.
Thank
So
you,
you guys
man.
keep doing what you guys are doing. You got a fan right here, and you guys got some badass hits, man. I like your guys' stuff.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. We have another song with Be Real on the way. We're filming a video this Sunday. It's called Slang. We're breaking down LA slang into regular English.
I'm going to try to make it, bro.
Yeah, man. It's going to be fucking dope. Zoe Sama's on it, too. It's going to be hard.
But you got to give me the address because last time you told me, show up to the shack one, and you didn't show me no address, and I was disappointed.
That's a lie.
And I was hurt, and I stayed in bed all day.
That's a lie. I probably did. I'm going to send you the address right
Hey,
now.
Tony, Norby, man. Hey,
Yo.
Norby, welcome back over there in the background.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Tony, big up to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Hey, I love those clips with you and Funk Doobie, what's his name, Mike. Those little snippets you were putting when you had the ST12
Oh, yeah, with Ralph M.
soundboards on the show, man.
Oh, yeah, well,
Yeah,
Ralph
man,
M.
bring those back, dude.
I'm going to bring that
Ralph
back.
M, there you go.
I'm going to bring that back, bro. You know how I'm going to bring back? I don't know if you know, but I'm going to bring back Mr. D. Remember Mr. D? I used to work
Yeah,
with him.
Mr. D, yeah.
I'm going to bring him back before
Yep.
you know it. So, all good,
Right
my
on,
brother.
man. Well, good luck to you, Tony, man. Much respect.
Absolutely.
All right, brother.
Thanks, man.
Everybody
Appreciate you.
out there.
All right, brother. Peace.
Peace.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I remember those phone calls too. You. That's how you kept calling me. You'd never send the address, Norby's. You don't
That's a
understand.
fucking lie.
I got the address now, so I'm going to show up with no shirt.
I'm
Okay,
pretty
so
sure
here
I
we go.
sent the address. I wouldn't have
Call
told
her your name and where are you calling from?
How you doing, fellas?
you.
JP from West LA.
From West LA. All good, my brother. How you doing tonight?
Good, man. How are you guys? I enjoy your show.
All good, my brother. Go ahead. You got a comment, complaint, or story?
I did a little bit of research a while back, right?
Hmm?
On
I don't
what?
know if you guys remember this. It was before Donald Trump ran for president.
Okay.
Her name, I don't remember her first name, but her last name was something like Gramovich, right? Something like that. She's one of those witches from like what is that? Like she hangs out with like the celebrities and stuff, Jay-Z and all those guys, right? She does witchcraft with the black fingertips and stuff. You guys know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
Never heard of it.
So,
No, yeah.
they-
She's a friend of the Kardashians, Kanye West,
yes,
Jay-Z.
yes.
As a matter of fact, look
Yes.
at bro. Look at his fingertips. She had her fingertips
Yes.
tattooed like that, bro.
I think people are tapped in. Maybe she just tapped in or something.
Nah, she ain't tapped in. She's demonic.
Trip on us.
Think so?
So
Maybe.
when before Donald Trump was running, they asked her. Somebody had asked her, "What do you think of Donald Trump running for president?" Her response, she said, "He'll be a good president. He's a high-ranking wizard. He'll do a good job."
Wow.
So, kind of went over everyone's head, right? So,
Wizard like a
I started-
KKK?
No, check this out. So then, I did a little bit of more digging. I'm curious. I look into all kinds of shit. I went into the Church of Satan website. So to become a member, there's a few things you need to do. You need to go through a seminary class to become a Catholic priest. That's one.
Wow.
Two, you need to be a Freemason. So then I'm reading it, right? So then there's levels of the Satanic Church. There's levels, and the highest level is MAGA. So when you look up the word magic, it means magic, sorcery, things like that. So
That's freaky.
I don't know, man. And all these people, yes, I'm not biased. I'm not Democrat, Republican. To me, they're all Freemasons. I could care less. But
I've been to a Freemasonry lodge before.
It's kind of crazy to me that all these people who are following Trump, it's almost like they're under a spell. And I'm not talking shit. If you want to support the dude, it is what it is. But it's like they don't pick up the things that he says. It's almost like they're in a trance. He could do no wrong, right? And I don't know. It's kind of weird that he's in this position and no one really pays attention to the things he says or the groups he's a part of.
Yeah.
I don't know. And not only that, but I don't know if you guys are aware, but in Israel, they have a coin of him. I don't know if you've ever had this on your show, Tony, but they have a coin of him with King Cyrus for the third
Trump?
temple. And right, Trump. They got his face on it.
Look
Not
it
only
up.
that, on the point. Not only that, he got the crown of Jerusalem. They handed him the crown of Jerusalem. Why? Who is he?
Right.
They have a street named
Trompas.
I'm telling you.
Nah, man, that shit, man. Everything's on the table, man.
Everything on the table.
Hey, I don't not believe you, dog. I'll tell you that much. I think it's possible for sure. But Jay-Z, he's a good man.
Okay.
And the fact that he's coming after,
Beyonce?
She's a great woman.
Her too, man, all those people.
Nah, I think, like I said, it's a big club. And I think Jay and B and them, I don't know, man. I still think Jay's for the people to some degree.
What about P. Diddy?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's a piece of shit, and it's been in front of our face for a long time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I better see some evidence because it's not a crime to be a freaky ass fool.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Freaky ass fool.
Yeah.
He's a 69 god.
Hey,
Freaky ass fool.
how's that a diss? I love 69.
He's a 69 god.
I fuck with that song, but fuck, 69 is a
No,
great
but he probably
position.
meant that with another dude.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Nah, I mean. Caller, thank you for that, bro. Truly appreciate you. But you know what's funny, though? I do want to say something. I'm not sticking up for Trump because I don't even know the damn dude. But I'm going to say this.
You love
It's funny that nobody's ever called in and talked shit about Biden. Norbert.
Everybody talks shit about Biden.
No,
Biden's
no.
a fucking doofus.
Norbert,
Yeah.
how long have you been here at my studio? How long? 3 years, maybe?
Yeah, about 3 years.
Has anybody ever called in and talked shit about Biden?
No.
Because I
Nobody.
think it's unanimous that everyone knows Biden's a bozo.
But
Everybody accepted that we're fucked.
Yeah,
we can't do
he's like,
But as soon as Trump steps in office, Trump this, Trump that, Trump this, and I'm like, bro, he's been in office 1 week, and here's what I'm gonna say,
he's
caller,
already causing ruckus,
like,
man.
caller, respectfully, I'm gonna say this: if he wanted to destroy America, he would have did it his first 4 years.
Yeah, good point.
But you don't think, bro, that in order to do it completely how he would want to, you don't think he would have to get the people's trust? You know what I'm saying?
Well, he had
And then
4
that
years.
The
4
problem
years
with
to get the
Trump
people's trust.
is he excites the racist. Like, is he racist? I don't think so. Like, again, he seems like a funny dude. Like,
Right.
I understand why people like him. I understand the appeal, but he's not the fucking answer. And it's like he really excites these white racists. Like, a lot of white people feel like this country's being taken from them, and all they got going for them is that they're fucking white, and it's everybody else's fault that their life sucks. And he excites those people, and that's why he's dangerous in that sense, you know.
Go ahead, caller. And give your last 2 cents before I say my last point.
And hold on, let me say this: anybody who's a huge fan of politicians is just weird too. Like, bruh, like, we really love politicians. Fuck politicians, man. Listen to Rage Against the Machine. Fuck these fools.
Hey.
Go ahead, bro.
Yo, so check this out. So, are you guys familiar with Dwight Eisenhower's immigration plan from the 1950s.
Yes.
Where they deported them and they wanted them back.
Operation, yeah, Operation. I don't know if I can say it for show, but Operation Wetback, right?
Yeah.
I heard
Trump
of it.
keeps I'm in favor. Trump keeps saying I'm in favor of Eisenhower's immigration plan. My thing is, all right, bro, you're ballsy. You talk a lot of shit. Hey, call it for what it is, bro. What did they call it back then? Operation Wetback. Say it. Say it with your chest. Don't say, oh, Eisenhower's immigration plan. No, bro. Say what it is. Stop sugarcoating that shit.
Now, caller,
And that's the thing.
my last question before I let
Yo.
you go, because we reached 7 minutes. I'm only supposed to keep callers 5 minutes. That's just my policy, okay?
No problem.
I know we can say this about Trump, and it's cool, and I'm not sticking up for his ass, because I don't even know the dude.
Yeah.
But my thing is this.
Yeah.
Who, out of all presidents, has deported more illegals than anyone else? And it was Barack Obama.
Oh, yeah. Obama.
He's the one
Yes,
that
sir.
put children in cages and separated families. But the white guy gets in office, and it's fucking Trump's or fucking right. He's only
'Cause he's
been
more loud about it. It's just they're all the same.
And here's
All
another thing,
presidents suck. The only one that didn't got killed. That's it.
Yeah.
Like
Hey.
like
all
these
good.
motherfuckers-
Go ahead, caller. Give your last words, and we're out of here.
Yeah. I'm like you, Tony. Like that whole Trump deranged syndrome. I don't have that, bro. I was rooting for the dude his first term. I'm just like you, man. I lost friends, I lost family, but you know, hey, I had a change of heart, man. I look into the things he says, his actions, look at history, and I just see history repeating itself, man. Hey,
Yeah.
last thing, what Marvelous says, bro. He says that the Latino, Hispanic, Mexican people were the Hebrews. I do believe that. I've done my due diligence for the last 10 years. I've been on it, studying it, and I believe it to be true, bro. There's books that we don't know about that are in Spanish in Mexico, that historical books that tell you.
Oh, we're Native American.
Anyway, I think even Native American. So I believe, this is just me, I could be wrong, scripturally speaking, how it says, and how they're going to come after the chosen people of the Most High. They're going to declare war on the chosen people. I see that we're the chosen people.
You know
not
who it
those
is? The blacks and the
Europeans
browns.
I-
That's it.
And it's to us, bro. No one else. They're not deporting Canadians, Australians, people from England, and all that stuff. Why? Why do they hate us so much? Because of drugs and cartels. Get the fuck out of here. You got to play that shit with the CIA.
Scapegoat. We're the
But-
scapegoat. It's divide and conquer, bro. That's all
all
it
I-
is. They don't give a fuck about those issues.
All good, my brother.
Divide.
I have to let you go. We reached a 10-minute mark. We went double time.
All right, man.
Thank you, my bro.
Thank you, man.
Peace. Okay, let's take 2 more phone calls, and then we're out of here.
Yeah, man. Those European Americans getting mad that the what they took might get taken back.
Yeah, you see, we're taking our land back the smart way. The so-called Jewish people were taking it back by force. We're taking it back by infiltrating,
Here we go.
having babies,
Call it your
right.
name or where are you calling from?
owning properties.
Yeah, my name's Miguel from Orange County.
Orange County.
What's up, fool?
What's good, my brother?
Fuck the Angels, dog. I'm just saying.
Hey, no, they're the LA Angels.
No, they're the LA. Yeah. Go ahead, my bro. You got a question, comment, or complaint?
Yeah, I just wanted to add to the last guy was saying. I mean, it's always going to be 2 crappy options. I mean, I've never voted, and when
That's
there's
right.
a good option, I'll vote, but it's always going to be 2 shitty options with just that's what I was going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you're
So,
absolutely
I
right,
think
bro.
that, yeah.
That's how I felt this time.
I mean, I remember when I had a vote between Hillary and Trump,
Oh, shit.
and I was like, is that really an option?
I know. That was bullshit.
Now, I'm being honest with you. So when I voted for Trump against Kamala, I voted on 3 issues. Once again, inflation,
Immigration.
fund,
No, just-
war, and immigration, the border,
Oh, hell no, girl.
the border. So
The border's a fucking myth, bro. A
Mm.
myth. It's not true.
that's a freaky tale.
Hey.
It's a fucking myth. They've been benefiting off of illegal immigrants for centuries. Like, they just need a scapegoat. 5% of maybe, like, yeah, not everybody's good. Like, yeah, sure. but they just want to use those examples. Like, motherfucker, you know who starts the most businesses in this country right now? The Mexican American, the Latino American. We're in Los Angeles. We're the 6th largest economy in the world. We're 50% of this motherfucker. Like, we're doing something right, bro. And Texas too, thriving economy. That's about to be Mexico. This is the United States of Mexico, and that's what they don't like. That's the only reason they don't like it.
Yep.
And we're providing a lot to this country, and
You know why? Because we fuck like rabbits.
yeah, that. And we're entrepreneurs. We're workhorses. We're really out here grinding.
Let's be honest. We have the most kids, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I'm one of 10. Like, my mom had a sister that's 15 kids, bro.
we need more kids. All you Mexicans listening, have more kids. Fuck these white girls to make Mexican kids. And really piss these motherfuckers off, man.
Nah, I mean. Anyways, go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller.
And I just wanted to ask one question also. In the whole United States, like what race of people is mostly here? Like Latinos, if you include like Mexican, Guatemala, Cuban, all that.
We're
like,
the majority
is it more
minority.
that or Asian, black, white.
Latinos.
Like what do you guys think is here in the
not
U.S.?
It's not a thought process, it's a fact. We're number 2. It's white people still, then us. And then blacks.
When you say us, you're talking about Mexicans, right?
Latinos.
Yes.
Latinos in general. Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever.
I still say it's us, the majority, because, and I say that because a lot
Okay,
of
who's us?
I'm saying raza because I know a lot of.
Well, you don't consider yourself Mexican, so what's us?
And raza, brown people.
Well,
He's
you're an
from
American,
Oaxaca,
fool?
but he doesn't consider himself Mexican.
But you know what? I want to say this
Why?
because I do want to say why we're the majority, and because a lot of raza Texas, they still put on the census and all their other shit.
White.
They still put white. They don't put Mexican.
Yeah,
That's
because
right.
Latinos
Yeah,
are
that's
fucking
true. I looked
stupid
that up.
sometimes.
All good. All good.
That shit pisses me off, man.
Pissed me off too.
Nah, I mean. Okay, caller, thank you. I don't know if it,
That's why black people are shitting on us. Because
I'm
we
sorry,
never
but
been
thanks for having
fucking.
me. Thanks for taking my call.
We never
Thank
been
you, my
proud.
bro. Peace.
We never been proud of our heritage like that.
Yeah.
Like we never doubled down and took ownership and like stamped our flag as Latino Americans. We always want to fucking blend in with
It's
the
all good.
whites. That's fucking lame ass.
all right, everybody, we'll take one more phone call and then we're out. For all you guys complaining, why is Tony always trying to hurry up? Here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Tony and Guapo? This is Little Castro Cutie from SECRETZ.
What's up, fool?
I got a question for Guapo.
What's up, man? Get off the
I see a
helium,
braids
dog.
that kind of resemble. What's that?
I said, get off the Nas, fool.
I was looking at your braids. You kind of remind me a little bit about from Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I had a question for you.
Oh yeah,
What
what's
do you
up?
think about Bone Thugs and Harmony?
I fuck with them. They're great.
Hey, caller, are you trans? Because you sound like a dude.
At first I thought you were trolling me, and then I'm like, damn, is this their natural voice?
Are you trans?
Who's your favorite member from Bone Thugs?
Are you a trans caller?
Busy.
Because you sound like a dude.
Crazy Bone, Busy Bone. I fuck with them all, man. Pause.
I think that's just his
Caller.
voice.
Huh? Who's your favorite?
Oh, they hung up because I caught them on their shit.
Oh,
Yeah, it's probably some fucking fat dude finger banging Twinkies with his tongue, drinking Red Bulls all
Everything go
fucking
but
night.
that.
That's a little specific there.
I don't give a fuck.
was it? Well, I feel like I thought
He
it was
was
a troll.
like,
Thought it was a troll at first.
That was I thought it was Noir. You guys know who Noir is?
Mm-mm.
You guys don't know? He's that one guy that wears that funny hat and always
Oh, that's
surprises.
not him. Hell no.
No.
I don't know that guy.
All right, everybody, we're going to take one more phone call. So if you're going to call in right now. If not, we're good.
Maybe
So-
that was his way of trying to learn more.
Hey,
about
get out there. That was some
Hey.
fucking fat fag.
I thought he was about to say some fucking bullshit
you.
about my
nothing
braids.
wrong with them.
Hey, why are you Mexican with braids?
Why are you wearing braids?
Yeah, you know Native Americans wear braids too, right?
Here we go, right here.
Right. X.
Call it your name and where are you calling from? You are our last caller.
Make it good.
What's up, Tony? This is Damien calling from Texas.
Hey.
What's up, Yodi?
What up, dog?
What's good, my brother? Hey,
Cracking.
what part of Texas?
Austin, Texas, homie. Austin, Texas. I'm calling a couple times, Tony.
Okay,
Nice.
my brother, is Austin, I'm only asking because I don't know. Is Austin close to Houston?
It's probably about 2.5, 3 hours away.
Okay. Because I'll be in Houston, first week of February, bro. So that's all I'm saying. I would love to meet you if you can make it out there. If not, no worries.
All right.
Much love, much respect, bro.
Austin's
go
great.
ahead.
I fucking love Austin.
Yeah. Shit, already. Shit, I wanted to say, hey, man, Yotes, hey, y'all are jamming, bro. Shit, I've turned, I got turned on to y'all probably maybe about, when y'all, I don't know, probably a little over a year already, man. And shit, I've been sharing y'all's fucking videos and you know what I mean? Shouting y'all out and shit. Shit, I want to say, shit, y'all are dope, bro.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you. Every one of y'all that shares our shit, man.
Hell yeah, shit. I wanted to shit, just call in and say much love, Tony. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I really like how you be interacting with all the everybody that's listening and everything. Shit, much love.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, bro.
Absolutely, my brother. Thank you, bro. You know what? Can I ask you?
All right. I'll let y'all go ahead and get, you know what I'm saying, have the rest of a good night and shit. Y'all have
You
a good
too,
one.
man.
God
Be
bless.
safe, man. You
All right,
too.
my brother. Peace. Okay.
All right.
We go ahead and log out.
All right. So while you do that, I do want to read this poll that has been up for an hour.
Good point.
Okay, go ahead.
233 votes. Have you ever seen a UFO? That is what we started with. We got 40% of the audience said yes, they did. 36% said they didn't, and 24% they said maybe.
It's funny because I've seen one, and every time someone tells me they've seen one, I'll be like, lying.
You're like, you're right. Yeah, right.
That's probably how they think when I tell my fucking weird ass story. I don't care if people believe me or not.
Yeah.
Truth is out there.
Once again, Guapo, you know what? Let me go ahead and take these headphones off once again because we can. We're not on the phone anymore, so we can take these off. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions.
All right.
When can we see you perform next here in LA, and if not, where else? Because 2025, you guys had a dope show at the Regent. It was nearly sold out, and it was a success. I heard about it. It was so dope. For like, everybody told me that went there. Where, if people want to see you perform like 2025, where can they see you? What's going on with the Yotes?
Performance wise, I think we're gonna perform at the Echoplex. And what month are we in? January, February, March,
We're
April,
January
May.
still.
I don't know, but our next headline, we're planning our next headlining show here in LA at the Echoplex. I don't know the date exactly yet. We got a show in Arizona, April 5th. I think we got a show in the Bay pretty soon. Right now we're really locked in, trying to finish this album and shit, and make these videos and drop these songs. So we, just keep our catalog growing and get this fucking bread. And yeah, man, the internet is the most powerful thing above everything else. And then you really know what you're doing when you take it out live. When people pop out to see you, you're like, all right. So it's a mixture of the internet and real life. But without the internet, real life doesn't happen. So right now we're really gonna up our stock with these songs we're dropping. So I'm excited, and hopefully our next headlining show will sell out because of it.
All good. Norbert, you want to go ahead and read those live chats?
I sure do. Fire 100K Sun 100K drop $2 says, Tony, you got two choices: be a roach or a parasite. Which one would it be?
Roach, because if there's ever a nuclear fucking bomb, roaches still live.
All right, Guapo, you wanna?
I think
a roach or a parasite.
That's a fucking hell of a question.
Yeah, I don't like either or, but because roaches could live through an atomic bomb.
I'll say a parasite because maybe I'm inside a cute bitch's ass or something.
Not me.
Fire 100K Sun 100K dropped another $2. Said, Tony, how much money will it cost to take your hat off?
$5, take it off.
No, it's like
you have hair or you're bald?
No, I'm bald because I cut my hair. Like, my thing is this, like, just come with me to the gym. Like, I go to the gym in Carson, and I don't wear a hat, bro. just come through and you can see me without a fucking hat. Like,
There you go.
let's work out together. Like I invite you. Mondays I do chest. Tuesdays I do back. Wednesdays I do arms. Thursdays I do shoulders. Fridays I do legs. I don't wear a hat, bro. So like, it's no money. Just come through. Now I'll get you a 3-day pass.
There you
Go
go.
ahead.
All right, Green Eyes 33 dropped $4.99. This is her 10th super chat, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
She said, I called like 20 times and can't get through, but seems like y'all waiting for calls to come in. Next time, I'm taking it personal, Norbies. Laughing out loud.
Okay, Green Eyes. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, but I'm going to tell you this, Green Eyes. I'm on Instagram 99% of the time. I rarely check my Facebook, but I'm going to say this. If you DM me on Instagram on Tony A. The Wiz or Freaky Tales Podcast, I will call you first. Okay? Like, send me a number and say, Tony, call me first. Like, I'll do that because you've been a faithful member for a long time. I think you deserve that.
Yeah.
So
send me a sexy picture to my DM too.
I mean, so no, just send me your number and I will call you first. Okay. So thank you, Green Eyes.
Hey, man, I thought you were really going to say, hey, you know what? It's not Norby's fault. Just to let you know. But
It's
not
definitely
Norby's
Norby's fault.
So
Blame Norby.
okay. Other than that, Guapo, shout outs.
Shout outs, man. I want to shout out Julian, my cousin, the producer, just because he's watching. Make better beats, dog. He just sent me a pretty dope one. And that's it, man. Shout out to the Yotes. Shout out to my family. Shout out to Tony and everybody. And shout out to motherfucking Megan Fox. Let me suck that coochie.
Hey.
Megan Fox.
Yeah.
hell,
All good.
That Suburbia?
Oh, good. Let me give a shout out once again to News of Norby's. Yeah, I mean, News of Norby's Norbert, so you guys know who it is.
Sir.
The Hip Hop Jedi, Alex Cervantes Enterprise, my son Beast Canlis, Marvelous Inc., my co-host, and also to Forever Genesis. Much love, much respect. I want to give a shout out to the Beat Junkies because today I went to the NAMM at the Anaheim Convention Center and they gave me an interview. It was just such a blessing. Like it truly, truly was. It was a blessing. And man, like so many people came up to me, Tony, can I take a picture? And I'm so humbled because
you said no to all the pictures and they said yes to all the pictures.
yes, yes, bro. You know why?
Why do you say no to pictures?
Because I think I'm a nobody.
All right.
Okay. And sometimes in my mind I say, why would you want a picture of me? Respectfully, I say I didn't even graduate middle school. I didn't even graduate high school. I didn't make my mother proud. And that means more to me than anything else. So with that being said, thank you for everyone that came up to me today. I took a picture with everyone, so much love, much respect.
Oh, yeah.
So we're out of here. Thank you. And my last words is take care of yourself, take care of your family.
Exactly.
And we'll see you here next time.
Have more babies, Mexican people.
Take us away, Norbert.